Hey, I'm Nashi.
I'm Rezlar.
And I'm Frosty. Welcome back to the Value Pack.
Hold on, I have to gear check Nash right now. Alright, that is some bull jabber. Dude, he CC'd me out of dance. What's happening? Rezlar!
People look at you like you're crazy, and they refuse to admit that it's pay to win, and just scream that it's pay to convenience! It's pay to convenience!
Big money, big money, big money,
Big money! Oh shit, we got it! We fucking got it! And welcome everybody to another episode of the Value Pack, episode 101. We are officially in triple digits. Episode 2 of new intro. Hopefully everybody is enjoying that. This time it's actually properly in. So hopefully everybody enjoys that. Quite a bit of stuff to talk about today. Hadum server is coming. Also, I forgot to mention, but we'll talk about it whenever we get there. But all right. But first, I want to thank our lovely patrons. As soon as I get this pulled up, no guest today, unfortunately. I tried to get someone, which I haven't even talked to you two about it yet, but I'm trying to get somebody. Gonna be pretty hype if I can actually land them, but it's a work in progress.
Surprise
but
guest
first we
for the
gotta-
hosts?
We got to thank our lovely patrons, Badriana, Britton Clark, Infrax Wine, Auscultation, I Has Issues, Jeremy Johnson, Lord Carrot, Maynight, Minaria, Ponism, Slinvala, Slytech, and Talus X Septum. Thank you guys and everybody else who supports us via Patreon, streams, anything of the sort. We appreciate you guys so much. No surprise guests for you guys. I just didn't tell you that I was trying to land somebody, but I will tell you after the show is over because I'm pretty hype about it.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hype if we can actually pull it off. But so first, server transfer, right? That's the first thing on the list.
Yeah.
36-hour maintenance, not POG. A lot of people struggled with withdrawals, I think, not being able to log in for 36 hours. And how did you guys fare? Did you do okay?
Perfectly fine on my end. I mean, I just played League the whole time, but was it exactly 36 hours?
Can't remember. It came back up 2 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
I think it was 37 hours, but maybe
It
I'm
was-
mistaken. Yeah, it's 30. It was an odd number of hours because it went down at 1 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about exactly 36. I know it was somewhere around 36, but yeah, 37 probably sounds about right.
You know there'll be
then,
someone
of
in
course-
the comments that'll say, oh my god, it was literally 38 and a half hours.
But then on top of the maintenance, you also had now processing, which lasted for a good, I don't know how long, probably like fucking
3.5
5
or
hours.
4 hours, maybe 5. Yeah, might have been all the way up to 5. Like some people
It
were able to
was-
get in early, but then a lot of people got stuck at now processing.
Yeah. They said there was a complication or whatever that was causing it, but I think they were throttling.
They're like, oh
people.
shit, there's a lot of people that play our game.
You think they were
I-
throttling people, Nashi, or what's your theory on this?
I mean, all right, so think about it. You know, you're just doing a huge data transfer. You're about ready to get influx of people. What happens on normal game releases? Like they slowly throttle people in, rather than just let the floodgates open. You know, because every time that happens with a new release, obviously this isn't a new release, so there's a little bit of a major difference there. But the servers, you don't want to overload them immediately, so maybe they just wanted to slowly stress test it and add more capacity.
See, the only thing about that though is that there was a long stretch where 0 people could get in for almost a full hour. So it was like there was a large
also-
chunk of
Well,
people,
I mean,
and then it just
0
hard
people
stopped.
0 people that we were in contact with. I mean, do we know for sure if that was like 100% 0?
I couldn't get on multiple streams and Reddit and Discord. I could not find a single person. There was like a weird gap. Now I'm only speaking towards NA, where after about the 10-minute mark of the servers being live until about a full hour in, not a single additional person was able to get in. It was like weird. Or
Well, I mean,
maybe it was like
maybe that
45 minutes or something.
That was probably the entirety of the striker community. So,
Dude, there
everyone
were a
else
lot
probably-
of strikers in. That we did notice too.
That is my other conspiracy. It's just they had to let in the strikers first.
Well, they had to
Rage
get
got
their
in right
grinding,
away.
yeah. Because because they're like, look, we usually get 6,000 or 7,000 trash per hour, 36-hour downtime.
Oh, then we get interrupted all the time from all these randos coming to our rotations. Could you guys hook us up, let us in early?
Exactly.
But like, there wasn't like a queue, right? It was
No,
completely.
well, the way they have their now processing design doesn't really show a queue, so I don't know for sure if that is like.
No, trust me, there was no queue.
Yeah, I don't
Because
think
like
I mean,
there
when
were
was the
some
last time you
people.
actually seen
There
a
were
queue pop up on BDO like to log in?
there were some people in like my guild that waited legitimately like 4 hours to get in, and other people that joined instantly, and they logged in after the first people did.
yeah,
Or they
well,
strike
like-
once it started working, you literally had to exit out of the now processing screen and then relog in. So, yeah, I don't think it was a queue system. It was just bugged out. But they fixed it.
It was just fucked.
It was a few extra time. I wasn't super surprised. It kind of sucked because everyone was like, finally it's up, and then you can't get in. And then it doesn't help when, like, you kind of feel everyone feels together when no one could get in, but there was a portion of people that could. So you're like, oh, what the hell, man? So I don't know. It was kind of strange. I did love for some comedic relief for that day on North American server. 15 minutes after the server went live, Nightmare's Arca spawned and then despawned because it didn't get killed because there weren't enough people in the server. So that's cool. I guess all the strikers didn't leave their grind spots to go to Nightmare's Arca.
It just wasn't worth it. No, they're not going to get any belongings,
Yeah.
Is that shiny ring event still going on?
I don't think so. If it is, it's a scam.
Yeah, I have not seen. I don't think I've even seen anybody link that in my guild.
I can't say I've seen it.
During I missed the game, dude, during my time. You know how I be. I tried playing a bunch of different games, and after about an hour of each one, I was like, man, just want to kill stars and mobs, you know?
This is just what I want to do.
Yeah, this is terrible. I don't know what's happening right now. My money is not going up.
Yeah, I mean, there was a desire to get in and check out the servers just to see what the performance would be like and whatnot. But I was in no rush necessarily. It wasn't a big deal that it took a few extra hours.
Speaking of, we don't have this on the list, but I feel like we should talk about it. Like, majority of my guild is absolutely 100% convinced that these servers are like 100 times better than the old ones. Do you guys feel any difference whatsoever?
In certain instances, yes.
Yes, it does feel very, very different, but I can't say that it's because the servers are better. It might just be because it's like fresh, There's no garbage collected on the server yet, so to speak.
Yeah, the cache isn't filled up,
Yeah, dude. There hasn't, no dust has settled. Yeah, it definitely feels smoother. I mean, there's like some instances that are really, really obvious. I think that the load screens are consistent without these weird choppy freezes, at least for me, that I've never had before. The Black Spirit adventure game is like the most obvious. Your dice actually roll, which I've never seen before. The dice actually... Did you know the dice roll when you click them, Rez? I thought it just instant gave you a number.
Nah, they roll. It's just the freshness of the servers probably allows you to actually see it for once.
Someone said there's still warriors on the server, so there's still tons of garbage.
True.
Oh god. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're better. My ping went down by 3, which isn't a whole lot, but relative to what it was, it's about a 20% decrease.
Yeah, must be nice.
So that's good.
Mina says the difference with loading screens is they're no longer HD.
Yeah, well, were the old ones weren't HD either. Like the old ones. The HD ones are relatively new, like from the remastered thing. But I feel like I've never had the loading screen not skip even since the day I started the game. It's always been this weird like. Remember when the Black Spirit like line would go across with the running guy? Like that shit was so laggy for me back in the day too.
Yeah, that could tend to be laggy. What have you heard of anyone getting DC'd out of BA or anything yet, or RBF? I haven't yet, which is, mind you, a very small sample size of me going in and out of BA, but
I'm not
I haven't
sure.
heard of any
DC,
complaints on
you
it
mean
yet.
like a normal like crash where it just goes to the desktop?
Yeah. You just go straight to desktop.
No,
Because
but
that's another good indicator. If that's not happening, either A, as often or at all, then that's another indicator that at least the servers are more stable. Not necessarily quote unquote better across the board, but more stable.
I do like this new load screen. I don't know if we should even mention it, but it's a teaser for the new area, right?
Looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be. And they made sure to swap out the titles for, Cacao and Pearl Abyss.
Yes, they did. They did not miss that at all. They definitely did not accidentally leave Cacao in there.
Yeah, they definitely made sure. I mean, to be honest, we downloaded a new launcher into basically a new game. So, I mean, the likelihood of that happening was never going to happen.
Yeah. So there was, I think on the first day, a lot of people were having issues with their inventory and like inventory expansion slots and storage slots in different
Didn't
cities.
the issue only last like a few hours? They did an emergency maintenance, then they
Yeah.
just like fixed channel by channel, right? Or
They
something.
had a
like that.
maintenance that night to fix that. But outside of that, are you guys missing anything, and or are you surprised that you're not missing anything?
I'm missing my pen boots and my pen dandy and my pen offhand for some reason. I don't know why, but I had this Tet shit and it needs to go.
Yeah. I'm missing my
I
pen
need
Black
to put
Star
in a
Awakening.
ticket for that. Yeah, and they didn't restore my my two Blackstones, my pure Blackstones, so I'm a little upset right now.
He's missing a pen often.
I tried with Cacao and they denied me. Bastards.
Yeah, now she submits a ticket like, "Hey, I'm missing my awakening weapon. I'm missing my pen offhand. I'm missing my boots." And then Pearl Abyss just responds like, "No, Nashi, you run offhand. You're just missing."
Your game file is like a surprise to us because it really shouldn't be in the game, but it's there. Yeah.
Have there been any reports, like any legitimate reports of items being missing though?
Not that I've heard.
Not that I've heard.
I
Just
haven't
the
heard any
storage
either.
slot stuff.
Yeah, the storage slot, that stuff, and
But the storage slot thing was
weight
specific.
as well.
Did you mention the specifics behind that? It was only
Nope.
when they purchased the inventory slots or the storage slots, right? Wasn't that it? Like if they got into the
yeah,
game
I
and then they
believe so,
purchased the storage slots. So it wasn't like your storage slots were just randomly missing. It was only if you went to go purchase new storage slots.
Yeah, I think at first a lot of people thought the value pack buff wasn't working.
I actually did look immediately at the value pack and I saw that it was still 10%, but then you reminded me it was March whatever 3rd or whatever.
Yeah. No, yeah, so it seems relatively smooth. The now processing thing sucked, but got resolved fairly quickly and it's been fine ever since, I think.
Yeah.
As far as how it feels, I mean, everything seems like relatively normal. It doesn't seem worse.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed anything major. Yesterday was my first time like actually dueling in Battle Arena, and I was able to grab Maywas pretty easily, so that seemed okay.
Seemed normal.
Yeah, it felt normal. I was able to range grab him with Awaken Hash.
I am still getting caught in iframes here and there, but that's not game related per se. It's desync related, so my
I
ping
have
didn't
heard.
really improve.
I don't use exit lag, but I've had a couple people tell me that they're getting that exit lag isn't working really well for them. That they actually are getting like not necessarily better ping, but it feels better when exit lag is off. And I'm not really sure why that would be, but
I'm testing that now actually. I started off the servers with using exit lag for the first couple days, and I decided to turn it off today to see how it goes.
Yeah, the other thing is, do either of you guys use Process Lasso?
I do.
Nope.
So because the client is different, Process Lasso, if anyone uses Process Lasso, basically it's an application that you can set like the CPU affinity or the process thing.
The processes are different now.
They're different. So all of your cores are working again. Process Lasso isn't actually doing anything. So
Fuck.
there's a guide on Reddit and a couple guides on how to change it relatively easily. It's fairly simple.
Yeah, but I
So
gotta
I would
restart
look
the
into that.
game, so I'll have to do that
Yeah,
later.
you can do it just with the launcher open. You don't actually have to have the game open to set it up with Process Lasso, but
Oh,
yeah.
really? The launcher allows it?
Yeah, the launcher, like, it affects both, I guess, when the launcher's open. So I'm not
That's
a
interesting.
not a computer nerd, so I don't know for sure the ins and outs of it. But anyway, I got that changed and it helped a little bit.
I'll have to do that a little bit later then. I actually didn't realize that at all, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Mina says that apparently exit lag on EU had an extra now processing issue recently.
Oh no.
They decided to duplicate the processing issue.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're getting now processing, I don't know. I mean, some people can't because of where they are, they can't get on without exit lag, but maybe try it if you're stuck in now processing. I don't know. Yeah, outside of that, the transfer is smooth. I'm glad we're back.
Yeah. It's good
yeah.
to be back. And all the fucking memes where everyone's like, let me in. That can now go away.
Yeah.
Everyone being a
Dude, I
little crazy
legitimately
over it.
the amount of people like in my guild that complain about this game like every day that were like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
download Global Labs just to fucking play while this maintenance is going on.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, dude.
Speaking of which, is that our segue into the Global Lab stuff?
No, not yet, because we still have
No.
to talk about the new
Yeah,
font.
let's talk about the new
Oh,
font real quick. What do
true,
you
true.
haven't set yours, Nayashi?
Not yet.
Okay.
Because when you went to the restroom and mentioned it, me and Rezar were looking at it, and we have to restart our game, and
Yeah, you got to restart.
that's a lot of effort.
It is a
so
lot. So under general settings, quality of life, you can swap from Deja Vu Sands to Strong Sword. I actually really like it. My only issue with it is the number 8 on the buff bar is a little bit scrunched together, and it's kind of hard to see. But everywhere else, it looks fine. But I actually really like it for the pop-ups. I really like it for people's names, the text chat, everything, the notifications. I think it looks nice. I like it a lot. It might also just be because it's different, so it feels new.
Yeah.
Because we've been looking at the same font for, well, some people change their fonts, but I've been looking at the same font for 4 years. So for me, it looks kind of nice. I like it a lot.
Hey, this is gonna sound weird, and it's probably just for some reason that maybe my Mayo eyes are going bad. But if you look at your mini map, like I'm at Starzone right now, do the red dots look like?
Yeah, they're orange. That was part of the patch. Like, there's some way to set them so you can make them red or orange. I forget. I'd have to look into where the setting is.
Yeah, they definitely look different, but for some reason it's like super subtle. But I like noticed it. I'm like, maybe I'm crazy and I'm just imagining things. But
No,
yeah,
no,
they
no.
definitely look
It's
different.
definitely orange. There's a feature that lets you like set enemies to show them on the map, so you can like set up certain mobs. I don't know. I have to look into the patch notes on how to do it. Press H. I mean, press H and then what? There's definitely got to be more.
Just press H. That's it.
There's got to be more steps.
You're good.
But,
You'll never have to do anything ever again.
Yeah, I guess it turns them all on by default. Let me see. All right, H and then mob knowledge. Let's see. H. Is it on this list or just? Go to mob knowledge. It's a little bit too vague. I need a little bit more detailed explanation than mob knowledge. Either way, there's a way to change it. I'll work on it after the podcast, but there's a way to change it. So yeah, it's definitely orange. You're not crazy. I mean, you're a little bit crazy, but it's definitely orange, Nayashi.
I'm a little bit crazy. That's fair.
Yeah.
I live with that.
I don't know. Now that the mobs are orange for me, I kind of want to leave them orange. Fine with it. It's another instance of it feeling different, even though it's the same. What about the languages? Did you guys go change the NPC languages? That one you do not have to restart your game to do. You can go swap it.
I did not. I'm not a big enough weeb to do that yet.
But soon?
Maybe soon.
Okay.
I'll test it out just to see, but yeah, I haven't done that yet. When I go to sell my trash loot, I'll go test it out. See how I feel. I mean, let's be real. We don't really listen to them for their English anyways. So.
No, I realize it's tied to the under the audio settings, under volume, it's tied to your own voice and NPCs. Like they're both the same, and I can't stand hearing my character's voice. So I have that at 0 anyway. So I don't think I hear voices anymore, ever. I don't like hearing my character go like, wah, over and over and over again, you know?
Is it because it's a female?
No. It doesn't matter. I mean, male or female. It's like, I don't know. The sounds, it gets like so repetitive. So I have that off. I also wish there was a way to turn down NPC mob noises. And Secrea mobs are so loud. Just they're like grunting. They're grunting and sound effects. Wish I could turn just the NPC sound effects down. But not like the sound effects of me hitting them. But the sound effects of them roaring at me.
Screaming in pain and agony as you murder them in cold blood.
Yeah. Basically.
Like they're literally just defending their families and you're just ravaging
slaughtering entire generations and bloodlines.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah, that's really it for the server stuff. It's a new server. It's Pearl Abyss is giving us these messages. What are your thoughts on these messages that pop up every 15 minutes?
They should chill.
Yeah, it's too much. I mean,
I haven't seen any pop up now. I think that was mostly just for the you know,
they've been popping up.
Servers in order.
They've been popping up all day today too.
Really?
They've popped up the Node War message like 5 times already since early in the morning.
Interesting. I mean, I've been on for probably a good 50 minutes now, and I haven't seen one message pop up on my text. Because it shows, I know what you're talking about because I was in BA the day that the servers finally stabilized.
It was all day yesterday, all morning today. So far, I've seen it a million times. It's a lot.
Maybe they'll chill out after the first week.
Yeah, I think it's just. I'm pretty sure it's on a timer. Someone had a theory that it's basically on a timer at certain times. That it's not even.
Well, it's like the messages that I seen in BA the other day were like related to like some things not working properly and whatnot. They're going to be turning off chat for a moment, blah blah blah. Like it was all like maintenance related.
Yeah, that stuff I get, but it's like I've now been reminded that Node Wars are today multiple times, and like pretty sure everyone's GMs are also reminding us of that, so we're fine, you know?
Yeah. I think we know, guys. Well, maybe this is their way of like saying maybe our Node War participation's like really low, so maybe if we just spam the fucking game with messages, we'll get more people in.
Yeah, it was kind of weird yesterday. No siege. It was kind of a strange thing. I was like, I was trying to merc someone into the guild that's going to be joining in the future, and I was like, wait, I can't invite you, and I don't really know why. And I was like, oh, I guess technically it's siege time right now. Even though no one's there. Yeah, I don't know. Hema's asking what's the problem with the notifications. It pops up in the middle of your screen. If it was just in the text channel on the left for like the repeat ones, like maybe the very first time it shows up, pop it up in the middle of the screen, and then every other time it repeats itself, put it in the left, wouldn't be that big a deal, but it pops up on the screen. And the way that they are formatting the notifications, it's like one notification pops up like 3 different messages because they separate it into 3 messages. It'll start off greetings adventurers, and then right after be like, don't forget Node War time is today at blah 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 blah, and then a third notification pops up separately that says man your battle stations and be ready to conquer. Yeah. Now, for me, it's like dead top center of the screen. Like, basically, if I'm pulling, I can see them over the mobs. So, I don't know. It's a lot of notices. It's a lot of notices. I think they're going to tone them down, hopefully. Deep down. We're not used to it. You know, Cacao talked to us once every year.
Yeah.
They only talked to us once over the course of the last year and a half.
All this communication, it's just like, you know, it's just new and exciting, and you know, we don't know how to deal with it, you know?
You know, it breaks immersion, right? We don't have damage numbers for this reason, for this very reason. Okay?
Yeah.
So they need to stay consistent. All right, moving on. You guys ready? What are we talking about? We talking about these awakened skills?
Yeah,
Is it time?
it is time.
Because this is probably gonna be the longest topic of the day, so strap in.
Strap in, buckle up, dude. We got I don't know.
And
it's
this is
kind of
only
crazy.
half, right? Or not even half. Is it? Is it
Yeah,
even
just
half?
just under half. 9 characters got 9 classes got their awakening weapon or
The fact that
awakening
we
skill.
can say now that that's not even half with 9 character changes. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
And consider this as well. Basically, only half of the characters have awakenings. So really, this is just a fourth of total characters.
Yeah. All right, let me pull up a video real quick. To have it playing in the background. In the meantime,
That is crazy, though. We have what 20 classes, and then 18 of which have an awakening and a succession. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Yep. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, not yeah. Technically, what is it? Including the specs, it's like
38, right?
yeah, something like
Isn't
that.
it 20 classes, but Shy and Archer only have one kit, so it would be 40 if they
I think
had
it's 21,
succession.
21 classes, right?
Is it 21?
I thought Nova was number 21. Do I have to go to the character selection screen and count?
We
might have to.
probably do.
22. Nina's saying 22.
Machine and Nova. Is that 21? Can't remember. Frosty might be right.
Oops. Oh wait, what is this? There's a new tab. Oh, what do you guys think of the launcher? While I load this up, what are your thoughts
Seems
on the
fine.
new launcher?
I'm not upset about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of
mean,
like it.
It's 21.
It's got a lot of information, like all up in your face at first, but I mean, it's only an initial shock, but once you kind of get used to it, it's actually pretty useful in a way.
I don't have any character slots. I can't even look. Is it 21? We
It's-
confirmed. Okay.
It's 21 because it's 20 awakening weapons plus Shy, right? So 21.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's crazy. 9 new abilities though. So here's I'm sad. Normally Chemo does a really nice video, but he didn't do one this time. So we're gonna use Jang's. Credit him in chat. Yeah, we'll have this one on repeat. But yeah, it's okay. So which one? How should we do this? Do you want to talk about? Also, did BD Foundry do notes? I actually haven't even looked. I was just looking at the.
They did, yeah, they
Okay,
did.
they did them. All right. Is it this one? There we go. February 25th. I knew they were coming eventually, man. I'm sad it's not all of them because I want to see what all of them are, but you know, is what it is. Does this one have the gifts in it? Probably does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 9 classes got a brand new awakening skill, and to clarify, because this is the most asked thing, this is completely separate from the Elvia skills and the Elvia weapon and Elvia weapon skills. Like these are just entirely new skills added to the kit of the awakening character. There's no you have to be level 59 to get it.
I think it's different levels depending on what class you're looking at, actually.
No, I think they're all 59. I'm looking at them all. Every single one is 59, and they all require 15 skill points. Yeah. So they all require level 59, 15 skill points. They're all also relatively low cooldowns. The 9 seconds, I believe, is the highest cooldown of
Who
any
is
of
that?
these.
Is that Kuno?
No, Kuno's is going to be the one that breaks that mold.
Wow.
Yeah, Dark Knight, Ranger, and Sork are all 9-second cooldowns. The rest are even less. But here's the thing. So, I'm gonna give my overall take on them. Your guys, I want to hear your guys' overall take, and then we'll go through each one individually, if that works. So, for me personally, I am, and I know I'm always the positive guy. I'm feeling positive about these skills because outside of one or two of these, I actually think all of them are relatively useful abilities. And they're not marred by crazy long cooldowns so far, which is a positive thing. Like it's hard to get excited about a new skill that has a 30-second cooldown and is like kind of niche, you know.
True.
But overall, I think most of the abilities are pretty damn good, whether it be for damage or utility. At least from what we've seen so far. And I also really like the icons that they have, and I think the animations were very well done on at least 8 of them. Your thoughts, Reslar? You go first. Your overall feeling.
Yeah, it seems like they did a pretty good job for the most part. Some of them seem a little insane, but who knows? They're on global labs. They're likely to get nerfed. So, but overall, it seems well done.
Yeah. Nayashi?
So for mine, I mean, obviously, I primarily checked out the Meiwa one. I like the idea behind it. I think it's the skill out of the box is actually in a really good position. I like how it functions and whatnot. I think there is some like obviously weird aspects to it that I would prefer to see adjusted, but I'm not unhappy with it per se. I like the damage it does. Pretty strong skill for awakening. And it flows really well in a combo. So yeah, all good points for sure. Um, the only thing I can really add to the other classes, just like I heard about, some classes getting protections and whatnot on their skills, and originally, like my viewpoint on the skill was like I was pretty happy with how it was and whatnot, but with it lacking protections, it's kind of hard to use in large scale. So I'm not sure how I really truly feel about it after hearing how other classes got certain things, which I'm sure Frosty you'll be able to elaborate a lot on. But yeah, I'll save my little arguments for after you go over the other ones.
All right, so I'll go over these individually. The Ranger one is a forward guard ability. It has pretty decent damage. It felt like it hit super hard on Global Labs. Again, the testing is not scientific at all. It just felt relative to other Ranger abilities in comparison. It felt like it hit pretty hard. I do think it's a pretty solid skill for Rangers because forward guard damage is nice.
Yeah.
And I don't know, one of their
whatnot too.
Yeah, one of their issues, Ranger's not a very tanky class. So for them in particular in large scale, forward guard damage is, I feel like, underrated by a lot of people because it negates slow debuffs and damage while you're dishing out damage. So
it's the lower geared people that usually complain that forward guards aren't worth a damn because their block gets blown up immediately. So
yeah, forward guard damage can be really nice. The cool thing I like about the Ranger one, and this is relatively true for most of the classes, it has a bunch of ways that you can utilize the ability. So you can cast it just with Shift F. I believe it's quick slottable as well. But it also does a really good job of flowing after certain abilities. So you can instant cast the last hit of it after Breezy Blade or Nature's Tremble. Also, you can instant cast the last hit of it after dashing with the Awaken Dash. There might be more cancels as well, but those 3 for sure I know of. And I like that a lot. I like that it's not just... I feel like they fall into this trap of just doing a quick slot skill. And it's nice that that's not what this is. That this is actually like... Because, man, I don't know. Like, anyone who's played, like, Hashashin, for example... Descent on the hotbar in Awaken Hash feels so much worse than the Shift C descent in Succession. It just it feels awful. So yeah, it's kind of cool. The Ranger one's really cool. I love the animation of the Ranger one. It also has a little bit of range. It's not like super far, but it's similar to their Elven Rage ability, which is pretty cool. Next up, Sorceress. Sorry, Sorceress. Here we go. This is the one that's a cause for a lot of controversy. The Ranger one, by the way, is a knockback in PvE. Please remove that. There's not a single Ranger on this entire server, on the whole planet, that was hoping for a PvE knockback.
There's not a single class.
Player,
game.
whatever. The Ranger one's a PvE knockback. Change that immediately. Please. Just take that off. No Ranger wants that. Take the knockback off ASAP. Doesn't need it. No one wants a PvE knockback. All right. It also has down attack and a down smash on the good second hit on the Ranger one. All right, so the Sorc. The Sorc one is 9-second cooldown. Also does a very good bit of damage. It has a wind up with a couple slashes and then a big hit at the end. It's 100% crit. This one has no accuracy. It's floating in PvE. Super armor while using the skill. Air attack, down attack, and a down smash. And this one, we were testing the damage on this one. And it hits for about, now again, not scientific, and instead of basing it on gear, I felt like the easiest thing I could do is like have a different ability hit me a bunch of times and then get hit by this skill on the same character with the same gear, and it hits for about 20% less damage than a Grim Reaper's Judgment, and Grim Reaper hits really hard. So for it being like a super armor ability that's relatively quick, especially after certain skills, it hits really hard. It's like a strong skill. It flows instantly after any block cancel. So if you use SC to C swap, or if you just block cancel, you can instant cast it. And you can also instant cast it after Grim Reaper's Judgment, and Violation. Like there's a few skills that it lets you instant cast right after. But yeah, and this one cannot be used. I can't remember if the Ranger one can be used from pre-awakening or not, if it brings them to awakening. I actually don't remember.
I haven't heard a case where any of the skills do that.
Some of them definitely do. The Mystic one does.
Really?
But the Sorc one does not. You have to C swap. But yeah, the Sorc one is really good. In our testing, this is one of those things that I don't know if it's gonna stay. I don't know if it's intended. Like now I'm starting to wonder what's going on with this, but the down smash, when we were testing it, it was like out of 4 or 5 knockdowns, the down smash worked 100% of the time, and then out of 6 floats, the down smash worked 5 out of the 6 times, but the 6th time, the tester said that the player desynced on the ground for them. So it basically down smashes every time you use it, no matter what.
Maybe on Global Labs, players are treated like mobs for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't fucking know, but that's just insane. So you said it had super armor.
Mm-hmm.
It had what modifiers? Air attack, down attack?
Air attack, down attack, down smash.
And a 100% crit. And a 100% smash.
And the 100%.
And it hits 20% less than fucking Grim Reapers.
It's overall damage, yeah. It has no accuracy
modifier.
It has no accuracy on it.
Fucking insane.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty good skill. I don't know if it's
pretty
insane.
Overloaded, I think is the word you want to say.
You think so? I don't know if it's overloaded. I don't necessarily feel like it's overloaded.
Overloaded. You cannot even sit there.
It's a 9-second cooldown.
Overloaded skill.
I mean, I'll feel that way maybe if the damage is actually nuts on live server, but I have to wait and see if that's actually the case. We'll see. But one thing I do like about it, in just the spirit of Sorc, it actually adds, I think one of the things that Sorcs miss, after the damage ratio changes, their pre-awaken kit became less powerful as far as just pure damage goes. Their awaken kit became more powerful. This makes the awakening combos feel a little bit more diverse with this ability because it's relatively quick and you can cast it after different abilities. And I think right now, the comboing on Awakened Sorc for a lot of Sorcs feels kind of boring because it's like Grim Reaper Karshins or Grim Reaper Dead Hunt Violation. Like it's like, I don't know, not a whole lot of variation. So this kind of adds a little bit of variation to it. That's going to be kind of fun.
That is one good point of all these skills. I feel like there's a lot of good variation and comboing potential.
Yeah. So now I don't know, like I didn't get to test the down smash on the Ranger one. I know everyone's upset about the down smash on the Sork one. I didn't get to test the down smash on the Ranger one, but the damage on the Ranger one was basically identical to the Sork one when we were testing it, and yeah, so I don't know. The damage on those two abilities to me felt pretty similar, or seemed pretty similar at least, but who knows when it actually comes to live. Rez, did you have any thoughts on the Sork one?
Nerf it.
Nerf it. All right. Zerker. Zerker got a new ability.
Hit with fire.
Theirs is a 6-second cooldown. The hotkey is SQ, which is going to take some getting used to if you're not a wizard or someone who uses target chase with the hotkey, or a ninja. SQ is a little bit of a strange, or I guess Valks are. There's a lot of classes actually, but there's some classes that don't utilize SQ at all, so it feels weird for people.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
One last thing on the Sork thing. Can you linger it?
No, has no linger. It looks like it lingers, but the actual protection icon disappears before the animation is over.
Okay.
So it does not have a linger. The Ranger one, on the other hand, actually does have a little bit of a linger. The Ranger one is basically forward guard all the way until her sword is back behind her back.
Yeah, those are some key defensive things that need to be mentioned here, because that actually does have an impact in fights.
Right. So the Zerker one is also a forward guard damage ability. Just one hit, 1306 times 7, has 100% crit, 9% accuracy, has a all DP debuff for 10 seconds, knockdown in PvE, forward guard, down attack, and then this one is SQ and can be quick slotted. It flows after ground lifting, and then is it after both Ancient Wave and Split Shot, or just Ancient Wave?
Only Split Shot. No, wrong. It's only Split Shot that it flows after.
I say no, wrong. I asked you. Does it flow after Ancient Wave or Split Shot?
Well,
nope, wrong.
Because you were talking about it on stream the other day, and you were saying that you thought it went after Titan Blow and Ancient Wave, but it's actually just Split Shot, which is used after both of those abilities.
Right.
So it's kind of weird, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense unless you play the class. But basically, you use it after Split Shot, which can be used after Ancient Wave or Titan Blow. So, like, yes, but no, sort of thing.
All right. What about the way it works after ground lifting? Is that it feels good or not that cool?
Well, I haven't tested it yet. All I have to go off of is I was PMing Kamorus about it and getting him to test some things for me and ask him questions about it and stuff like that. Basically, it seems like it's going to be really useful for all-inning people, and also a good like filler damage burst whenever you get people on the ground and your Ancient Wave Split Shot is on cooldown. So overall, seems extremely useful. Damage is shockingly high. Kamora says he thinks that it's probably going to get nerfed before it comes to live, because the amount of damage it does is apparently pretty fucking insane. So
yeah,
ultimately, it seems like it's a pretty good ability. I think it's really useful for berserkers like all in, especially on like group fights, because you probably have core ground lifting. So you Lava Piercer in, core ground lifting, Ancient Wave, Split Shot, this ability. And then one of the things I asked Kamorus is if it flows smoothly into Giant Leap, backwards Giant Leap. And he said it does. It flows really nicely into a backwards Giant Leap. So right now,
utility option for you guys damage wise.
Yeah, it basically, so right now, like if you want to go in like Ancient Wave Split Shot and then get out, which unless you're like mega geared, that's probably what you're attempting to do. There's this like weird delay after you Split Shot before you can actually start up your backwards Giant Leap to get the fuck out of dodge. And so having this skill in the middle of that, not only for more damage, but also it's frontal guard, so it'll protect you from the front, not the back, obviously, but you shouldn't have people behind you if you're playing correctly. If you're like diving in correctly, I should say. And apparently it flows nicely into the backwards Giant Leap. So overall, it's a really useful skill.
Does in those all-in attempts, like when you run like let's say you run up to a ball just to get a quick kill on somebody, do you normally have a way to DP debuff, or is this adding that? Is that entirely new in that scenario?
Not safely, not really. No.
Right.
Like you could, of course, you could slap an add-on onto ground lifting, but I think ground lifting is either a tier 1 or tier 2. I think it's probably tier 1, so it's not going to be super good. You could go for a stomp play, but it's unprotected. So if you're not careful, you're gonna get CC'd out of it. That reduces evasion, and if you wanted to, you could slap a DP debuff on that because I believe that skill's a tier 2, if I remember correctly. I'm not
Right.
looking at the skill, so I can't really remember too well. But yeah, there's no real good way to reduce DP right now safely on an all-in attempt.
So that's the other thing that's kind of interesting about all these abilities versus the new Raboms is we should be able to put add-ons on all of these, which is kind of cool to have another option to put add-ons on. I forgot to mention
Wait,
it.
Did they say they were going to do that? Because currently, when I checked, don't allow that.
You're not allowed to put an add-on. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. On
the skill
global
didn't show
ads,
up in
right?
the list.
Well,
But that doesn't necessarily mean they won't. It's just
Right.
maybe it's not in development yet.
right. Yeah, I mean,
They're
I
still
assume
figuring
you
out
should
what
be able
tier they
to.
want it to be.
Can you put an add-on on Frenzied Strikes?
Frenzy, the warrior skill?
Yeah.
Pretty sure you can.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be a little bit surprised if you couldn't, to be honest.
I'm sure you can. They just
once it all
haven't figured
comes
out
out.
what tier they want the skills to be yet.
Yeah. But dude, all these skills I forgot to mention, I mean, even the Zerker one, especially because the cooldowns are so low, are actually so nice for PvE. Every single one of these
Yeah,
skills
that's
so
one of the
far.
things that I was going to mention about that skill too. Like that, so 6 seconds is the lowest of this first wave of skills, which is kind of crazy to me. I think the highest is 9. A bunch of skills have 9, I think.
Mhm.
And I think 6 seconds is the lowest. I think only like 2 skills have 6 seconds, I want to say.
Males
Uh,
is 5.
oh, is it? Is it 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, like it's pretty low, which is kind of crazy. Considering how much damage it does, according to what I've been told.
Yeah,
Can't remember. Did you say it was protected or
that
no?
one is forward guard.
Frontal guard.
Yeah.
That was front over. Okay.
And it has I mean, it's not like a long linger, but it goes until he's standing normal again. It's a little bit, it's a fast skill in general. So it's not like
Forward guards aren't too
I-
big a deal. And,
I
well,
really
there's not
don't think
multiple ones.
anybody's gonna linger it though.
Yeah, probably not.
animation wise, it's the lamest of all of the animations.
Really?
Yeah, because it's
I mean,
literally
it's just like an
a-
explosion in front of him. He's shooting the
it's
ground.
back. No, they literally just copied backwards giant leap, but instead of flying up into the air, you just kind of do a little hop backwards. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny looking.
Interesting.
Yeah, it looks really lame, but whenever you quick cast it, which by the way, did I call that shit or not in our fucking group chat?
What?
Whenever I first saw the text or whatever with the gifs, and I was like, it looks kind of lame, but the Google Translate says something about connecting with other skills, so maybe it quick casts like Suck Wizard after certain skills, and like that's exactly what it does. It like instant casts when you use it after other skills.
Right.
Called that shit a mile away, dude. Call me the interpreter and translate Google Translate.
I mean, that's the theme for
But,
all of these abilities. They all have that.
Yeah.
They just have
So-
skill connections. That's all.
It's not really skill connections though. It's like legitimately like Suck Wizard esque like instant cast.
Yeah.
Like if you cast it
Oh,
on
really?
its
That
own,
much of a
it
difference?
has. Yeah, if you cast it on its own by itself, it like adds like extra frames to the skill animation.
Huh.
Same with the Sork and the Ranger ones. Although the Sork and the Ranger ones have a little bit of damage on the first part. Like the Ranger one is like 972 times 2. But if you instant cast, it doesn't do those slashes in the beginning if you cast it after certain abilities.
Yeah.
The Zerker one
kinda
doesn't have
crazy.
damage, it's just forward guard during that start animation. But then if you cancel, or if you use it after split shot, I guess, it just negates that entire part of the skill and just does the explosion.
Correct.
Is there any
yeah.
way to prevent the hop back, do you know? Or does it always happen no matter what?
I assume it always happens, but I
You
don't
can
know.
return it and then can return back.
Well-
But it's such a fast animation. There's no way you can like mouse move or turn your camera fast enough to make use of it really.
Well, I'm thinking
on global edge you can't use mouse movement right now, so you wouldn't be able to really truly test it. But yeah, I guess if you think the animation's too fast.
I wonder if that little hop back puts you in the ideal spot for Ancient Wave. If you like went ground lift into that hop into SQ and then Ancient Wave,
Well, with
like
the
if that,
hitbox?
yeah. Well, I'm saying that little, yeah. If it moves you into the sweet spot for Ancient Wave.
Yeah, so you don't get those random misses.
I mean, possibly. I think you're probably. I don't know.
I'm trying
I
to
want to
think
say
of the
you're
reason
probably
for the
better
scoot back.
off. I think it's to get you further away from people with a frontal guard ability so that you can giant leap out. Because one of the biggest issues with giant leap right now, as I've said many
You're
times
susceptible
before,
to grab.
well, no, you're susceptible to slows. And whenever you're
Oh,
slowed,
okay.
giant leap doesn't do anything. Like it legitimately does nothing. So one of the things that's kind of nice about this ability, even though like it doesn't last for a very long time, the little scoot back is like what you call it, frontal guard, right? So it's absorbing any slows that are being tossed at you after you do your ancient wave split shot for just like that 1 second. You get scooted back, and then you can start your backwards giant leap, which is only iframe from the apex. The last 50% of the animation is the iframe part of it. The front half of it is super armor, even though it says iframe
Ah.
while in the air, which is a fucking lie.
So I got I got a streamable from Azul in chat. He's a Zerker player who shows that it does in fact put you in the sweet spot if you go ground lift SQ into Ancient Wave.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things that I was thinking about. Like
It's very fast too.
you could
Like that whole
you could
chain.
use it you could use it before Ancient Wave to get the minus DP on people.
Mm-hmm.
And like try and like make so instead of it being like ancient wave split shot doing a good amount of damage and this doing a good amount of damage, it would be this doing a good amount of damage and then ancient wave split shot doing a fuckload of damage because of the minus DP, right? It's just
Right.
about which is which. But then you have the trade off of like you still have to deal with that weird like miniature pause before you go into your backwards giant leap when you go split shot into giant leap, assuming that you're wanting to get out of dodge.
Right. Oh, yeah. He's using it after split shot. Can you not cast it after ground lifting? I thought you could. Wouldn't that ideally be what you'd want to do? Like engage ground lift, use the backward scoot. Anyway.
What do you
Sorry, I'm distracted.
No, I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah,
okay. That's how you would typically use in a combo, but I'm pretty sure. Hold on, Kimura sent me. Let's see. So he said it doesn't flow from blasting, flamebuster, ancient power, devastation, titan blow, ancient wave, titan step. So yes, you can use it from ground lifting.
Right.
So you could do what you're saying to do. Whether that results in more or less damage, I think it would probably result in more damage, but it would be less safe because again, I think the little scoot back and the frontal guard is a nice like pre-move for your giant leap. But more damage. I think it's a trade-off. You could do it the way that you're talking about for more damage, but a little bit less safe. You're more likely to get slowed, and then your giant leap does absolutely nothing, so you just kind of die. Or you could do it the way that like that streamable does it, and it's a little bit safer because you can do the hop back with the frontal guard into giant leap, which flows pretty quickly. It's a little bit safer, but does a little bit less damage.
Can this skill be used from pre-awakening if it's on the hotbar?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Azul, do you know?
I didn't ask.
Yeah. All right. We'll move on to Tamer. Let's see if we get an answer.
Wait, before you do that,
yeah.
a little teaching Nayashi something.
Okay.
If you have Supreme Scrolls and a J Scroll, can you stack that with
No.
a normal loot scroll?
They say on them that you're an idiot. All right, Tamer. I'm just kidding, Nash. I'm sorry. That was really harsh.
Do.
Yeah, they do mention it. It says there in parentheses, Nayashi, please don't ask this on the podcast. All right, Tamer. Also, I do want to say, so I was my friend Oxy a while back when I was talking to him about Zerker grind speed. He was saying that one of the issues is that when the spin's on cooldown, that you lose a lot of DPS, and I'm wondering if this will kind of help fill that gap a little bit. Although he was talking about Succession, so never mind. That's pointless. All right, Tamer. Moving on. Tamer.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is he not? I guess he's just grinding really tanky spots where
Yeah,
spin can't kill people.
Right. If he's talking like Sakreya grind or Tauros or whatever, like that eventually
like,
that gap between spins, you lose a lot of DPS. And you're saying because the
Yeah.
cooldown's kind of long. But I'm
But
wondering
like
if this
you
would
can you
help.
you
But
can have several seconds of spinning is the thing if you
yeah,
you fucking
but it's a Cray. You don't like spin and then run to another pack. Like you spin and then you're fighting the next pack immediately. So when your spin's up, you have to fill until your spin's off cooldown with something. I think is more the point. Yeah. All right. So Tamer. Oh well, since this is Awakening, I wonder if that'll bring it closer to suck grind speed if you try hard. The 6-second cooldown is so short. I don't know. I'm sitting here daydreaming about Kuno. Maybe we'll get a 6-second skill. Tamer's skill is okay. So there's a shift F, can also be quick slotted. 1308 times 2, max 2 hits, and then 1308 times 5 for the last hit. Has 50% crit, 3% accuracy, stiffness on the good first hit, and down attack. So this is the one that I feel the least excited about. Granted, I have a feeling really, really good tamers will find some way to use this. Anyway, but yeah, it looks like it's just
cancel out of the second part of that animation.
Yes, I believe so. You can. You're not stuck in that whole animation. I'm pretty sure that you're not stuck in the whole thing.
Okay. So I was talking to Almond about it whenever we were all stuck on now processing, and he was like, it might be useful as long as you can just like quickly do that first part, which has the stiffness on it, basically.
Right. And then for PvE, just some damage. To me, the disappointing thing about it is that it still is a small AoE. I don't really understand why it's such a small AoE. Okay, I don't get it. I don't get why this class has to have the tiniest AoEs. So this class needs a couple things. One, AoE, which would help it in every aspect of the game outside of the 1v1s. And two is it doesn't have a good pull ability for PvE. So the skill doesn't really address either of those. It's kind of like a quick single target damage dealing ability. So it feels a little bit redundant. Compared to all the other classes that got something that adds a little bit of utility in some sense, this one is the one that just feels like it's the most redundant. I don't know what's different about this than just, I don't know, Garuda or Echo Pierce. It's the same ability basically, but maybe in practice it'll feel a little bit different, and hopefully it's not necessarily the final step. But yeah, we'll see. Bigger AoE would have been nice. In PvE, I think it'll be cool though. PvE, I think it'll help a little bit, but it's still, they need a pull ability. Please, Pearl Abyss, give every class a reliable ability that helps them pull mobs. Meiwa. All right, Meiwa. Yeah, also the damage on this one, when I messed with it, with a random that wouldn't tell me his gear, because it's very private what your gear is on Global Labs.
You already know he's full pinwheel, all C20.
Yeah, it felt similar to Garuda or Echo Pierce, which is why I'm comparing it to that. Plus the animation kind of looks AoE size looks similar to those. It was kind of whatever. Okay, so Meiwa, in the case, all right, so Meiwa's is a 5-second cooldown, and I did enjoy that in their little description that they mentioned how Meiwa's hunting with mostly New Year's Eve, but with addition to this skill, you'll have a little bit more variable in your combo, or a little bit more variation in the combo. So now you'll be able to go Poke skill, New Year's Eve, this ability, Poke skill, New Year's Eve, Poke skill, New Year's Eve, Poke skill, New Year's Eve, this ability. Does that sound about right, Nayashi?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah. All right, so this ability...
I mean, yeah, it definitely...
let me get the rundown real quick. So this ability is... SE is the key command. It also can be quick slotted. 1324 times 4, 1324 times 4 for the extra hit. 50% crit in PvE only, has 30% accuracy, and an all AP plus 10 buff for 10 seconds upon using skill, and then down attack. And then, can this one be used from pre-awakening to bring you an awakening?
Not that I've found so far.
No, okay. So give us the rundown on the skill. How do you like the skill, and what does it link together with?
So basically, this skill works with after using Stigma, after using Sticky Snowflake, and after using Sleet Step. So like all the skills you kind of use in like PvE, as well as combos in PvP. So it is really good for that. So I like that. Um, you can use it just like with other skills. I think you mentioned earlier. You can use it by itself with the hotbar, and it's a two-part skill. So there's two parts of the animation. If you just use the hotbar or you just press SE once and don't hold it, it'll just do the part one. If you hold it down, or if you do the hotbar and press SC, or just hit the hotbar twice in a row, it'll do part two of the skill, which it kind of does like a little backwards, kind of like reverse frost pillar on the first hit, and then does like a really short mini um pedal drill almost like animation on the second part. So it's pretty cool animation, and it flows really smoothly in combos as well as in PvE from what I've seen. And it also gives a plus 10 AP buff without needing to hit a target. So in PvE, that's really good. PvP as well. So it's a pre-buffer if you kind of want to use it that way. So it's for 10 seconds, 10 AP for 10 seconds. But mostly it's for actual comboing itself. Um, I like the skill. I mean, it has 30% accuracy bonus built into it, um, which is really good, and it really helps out the awakening kit. A lot of the Meiwa's awakening skills, like Moonrise, Cloud Step, Frost Pillar, Tip of the Iceberg, they don't really have really high accuracy mods. So if you really want to deal with a target that has high DP and high evasion, you kind of are stuck with only uh, Sticky Snowflake, Petal Bloom, and Moonlight Dash. Um, you can spam Sticky Snowflake, so there's that. But this skill adds a little bit of extra mix into it and really helps out with that damage for sure. At least from testing on Global Labs, mind you, this is assuming this damage sticks. So, but it is unprotected, which it's kind of a downside. But like initially when I was looking at the skill, like if I'm just looking at the skill by itself, like we're on an island, we don't know what other classes are getting, I was happy with the skill. Like I thought the skill was, pretty much what the awakening kit needed. A little bit of extra flavor in the combos, a little bit of extra something else besides just spamming New Year's Eve the entire time. So I thought that was pretty nice, and the way it flowed was really nice and fluid out of the box. But you know, like I mentioned earlier, finding out what other classes get kind of, it makes it a little disappointing because a lot of the other classes that got skills did get protections and a lot of other features. The Sork one is I don't like comparing it to that one because that one's really overtuned in my opinion. Um, like super
Someone
armor,
said
high damage.
compare it to Tamer.
Compared to Tamer, well, in that sense, the skill's really good.
Well,
So.
I mean, did this skill get something that other classes didn't get?
I mean, I think the 30% crit bonus is really nice feature to it.
Accuracy,
But it does have a down attack modifier on it as well, so it is good for down
And
attacks. But
isn't the crit, that's a crit buff on skill use, right?
no, that's an
it's
AP
accuracy.
buff.
It's 30% accuracy, and it has an AP buff plus 10 for 10 seconds.
Yeah, it has
Oh, that's
no
right,
it has
AP
no
buff,
crit on
okay.
it. You have to pre-buff in order to actually give it some crit.
Now, is
Which is very possible on Meiwa. So.
Is this AP buff? Do you have another way to get AP buff upon using a skill in the kit, or is that new to the kit?
That's new to the kit. The only way to get AP buffs normally is through add-ons.
Right.
So
That's kind of nice.
That's good. I mean, Royal Rage is a way to get an accuracy buff, a 10% accuracy buff. So this gives us access to an AP buff and an accuracy buff now. So it's really good from a combo point of view. Like I said,
So if it had
you know, like
protection, I mean, I feel like they'd probably have to increase the cooldown maybe to 9 seconds or
it
whatever.
is
But if
5 seconds, so
yeah,
it's really good for PvE, usage. I mean, you're not going to really spam this in PvP. I feel you arguably could
if
pull it
it
off twice in a combo, maybe,
if it had
but you really
protection,
wouldn't.
what protection does it need?
Uh, well, with the meta being like so focused around slows and shit like that, you want to avoid that as much as possible. Frontal guards would be the most ideal, probably, since if you look at Awakening did get a lot of buffs with their protections. So this is the original reason why I thought it not having protections was fine, but then finding out all the ridiculous, stuff that they were giving some other classes was kind of like making me lean towards, well, okay, well, yeah, we got the 30% accuracy bonus. Maybe we should have probably had something as well, protection wise, because the other guilds also have other nifty aspects beyond just the protections. Um, but Frontal Guard would probably be ideal just to help out with dealing with blocking those debuffs. The slows are just devastating to our class, like most classes. But yeah,
Yeah, I think it should probably have frontal guard, especially because that would help in Node War. I'm not
yeah, and at
opposed.
least if you
I
spam it,
yeah.
then you can be caught out because well, you can't spam it. It's 5 second cooldown and it's a hard cooldown, so never mind.
I don't
But
think it has anything to do with the other abilities. Like the other abilities are like there's so many factors that go into every other class. So I feel like comparing
yeah,
ability to ability, they're probably not all going to be the same.
It's not a very good thing to do. I agree.
Right.
Like I said, I think this skill gave us what the Awakening kit kind of needed in a way. It gave us a smoother, more stylish, and another option for comboing in both PvP and PvE. Like changing it up from just spamming New Year's Eve is really nice, and it gives an AP buff to boot, so that's all really good. And it's a 30% accuracy, that's really good. Down attack mod, really good. 5 second cooldown, sure, even better. Like, yeah, I'm
Can we talk about
yeah,
aesthetics real quick? So Cindy says it's a really cool animation. What do you think about the
yeah,
animation?
I like it. I
I,
think it's really cool animation.
I
I got some gifts for you if you
I think
wanna.
it's lame.
Really?
I think it's so like it doesn't look like when you were using it in a combo on me the other day. I could not even tell the difference between that and like half the other abilities.
Well, I guess that's fair given all the frost animations that get thrown around. Let me give you
I wish they did something a
a
little bit more unique for the animation because I think the Sork animation looks incredible. The Ranger one looks really nice, although in this GIF it doesn't like show it, but when you see it from the side, it looks really cool. The Zerker one's kind of basic, but I think it's like a one punch, so it's at least a little bit harder to come up with something too fancy for a quick just punch skill or shot. But I
yeah.
don't know, the Maewon one just feels like it looks exactly like the what's the flow to is it Shift F where the spike comes up? It looks like that but worse because it doesn't have the actual icicle.
So Shift F is Frost Pillar. Tip of the iceberg is the flow that does the large like
Spike of
upward.
ice.
So Frost Pillar flips her spear down into the ground and does like a splash, and then the follow up with the flow, which is tip of the iceberg, she throws her spear upward and does a massive, like almost like a glacier throw in your face. I guess
Yeah.
is my way of describing it.
It does look like it flows really really
It
well.
does. It does.
After
It
sticky,
flows
it
really
looks nice.
well. After Sticky and Stigma, it looks really nice. After Sleet Step, it works pretty well too. It's just it's got a very tight window on when to use it after Sticky Snowflake, which my boomer hands seem to struggle with. I need to burn it into muscle memory in order to get it to work consistently. But um, I think it overall, I like it. I like the design of it. I'm not unhappy with it. Um, I just think in the context, if you consider like large scale, not a very useful skill in large scale unless you're like picking someone off. For PvE, it's really good. 1v1, good. 1vx, probably not useful to use unless you need to because the target's super evasion based. So, I mean,
Yeah.
take it for a grain of, take that for what it is. Like it's just not a large scale ability. So, if they wanted to allow us to use it in large scale, give it frontal guard, so we can help block debuffs and whatnot. That would be ideal. We don't really need a frontal guard for like PvE. Although it probably would be nice because um Awakening Mewa, I feel like based on the kit with spamming New Year's Eve for maximum damage output, it really suffers in places like Toros, um, where they just are constantly CCing you in like almost like AoE fashion. So being able to weave the skill in between would probably help you block a few of those. So I don't know, just my thoughts. Like I said, I'm not unhappy with the skill. I just think in the context of considering large scale and other skills that other classes got, eh, seems like maybe we came up a little short. Like we got a lot of damage on it, so I'm not unhappy with that. We got the 30% accuracy mod, which a lot of classes don't get. It's all really good points.
Right.
Low cooldown. You, you know what I'm getting at. Like I'm not
Yeah.
unhappy with it. I just think the protection's just it's something that just goes a lot farther than what people realize.
All right, let's move on to Witch Wizard. They can add magical evasion skill in succession to their cooldown window now. I want you to think about that. For the whole last year, they weren't even keeping track of their cooldowns. All right, Dark Knight. Dark Knight Awakening. Theirs is a Shift Q. Can also be hotbarred. And it flows really well. I wonder if there's more than one ability, but it flows really well after Spirit Legacy, which is the Shift R&B ability. So this one's really cool because the first hit, all right, it's a 9-second cooldown, 1118 times 6 on the first hit, 1118 times 4 on the second hit, 100% crit, 3 accuracy, MP recovery plus 20 on good hits, which is nice for DK because they struggle with sustain. Has forward guard during the ability, down attack, and no collision while moving. Because you can actually, so the way this skill works, if you press Shift Q, if you hold L and B, it'll go forward, and then I think if you don't hold anything, it'll go backwards. It automatically will move you backwards. And then the other thing is if you go Spirit Legacy into Shift Q immediately after Spirit Legacy, it'll skip right to the second hit that moves you backwards, which is really, really cool.
Nifty.
Yeah, it has kind of a lot of use, but the forward one is cool if you're like using an ability and then they start moving forward and you can actually like use it as like the start of pursuing. Or if you want to back out afterwards, you can do that. And the cool thing too is you have forward guard all the way from the moment you start the ability until the end of the animation after you move backwards.
How good's the linger?
It's not super long. It's not a super long linger. Basically once the dust like is disappearing, the forward guard goes away.
I see.
But yeah, it feels
Did you
awesome.
personally test that?
Yeah, this one I was messing around with against like dummies and some players, but dude, this skill feels really, really fun. It has such a cool animation. It has such a cool animation, and the control moving forward or back feels really nice. It's something that Suck Ninjas are used to with Shuriken Flight, where they can move forward or backward with LMB or RMB, and it just is a cool, like extra customized, like I don't know, extra decision making that it adds, which is kind of cool. I think this is a really good skill. 9-second cooldown. I think it'll help a little bit in PvE as well. It has a big AoE. And obviously forward guard is nice in both PvE and PvP. But I think it helps a little bit in Node War too. Makes it a little bit more difficult to catch. Like DKs are going to be a little bit more elusive if you get stuck chasing them.
Nice. Do you have I actually had a DK hit me up asking if I knew anyone that tested the skill.
Yeah, I didn't test the damage extensively.
Do you know if anyone that might have?
I'm not too sure. Yeah, the damage, like I just messed with it, but I wasn't asking people's gear, so it's not. I don't have an educated feeling on the damage.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
But its utility seems pretty cool. And I think the damage is probably okay unless you're against a striker or mystic.
Mina says that the second hit is a frontal guard stun, and damage is 90% of legacy for both hits.
What?
A frontal? Oh, it doesn't say stun on the thing. I didn't test. Yeah, it definitely doesn't say stun in the tooltip. Does it have a stun that it doesn't mention?
Second hit is like 30% of legacy. It doesn't say, she says. But it does have one.
That could be a bug then.
Yeah, it'll probably get removed. It sounds like the
That might have been the original concept, is to give it a CC, but they never removed it. But they removed it from the tooltip.
Sounds like Nova's Fletch ability. Matto's saying that the damage didn't seem super good. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I guess we'll have to see on live server. It's kind of a long animation, so like for its DPS doesn't seem like it'd be that amazing, but maybe as just like using just the last hit. Yeah, definitely does not say stun on it, so I didn't even think to try to CC someone with it because you know, doesn't say it has CC there. Yeah, I don't know. Skill seems all right. Animation wise, it's probably one of the coolest ones of all the new skills. It actually looks so cool. It reminds me actually a little bit of the 200%, like a baby version of the 200% that Nova has. I don't know. Interesting. All right, so Striker. Striker got a couple of punches with forward guard. 7-second cooldown. It's a little elbow and then an uppercut. 2 quick hits. I was asking Rage about this. We didn't test the damage on this one. We were mostly testing how it flowed with other abilities. It has a ton of abilities that it actually flows pretty well with. But he actually likes the ability because he just said having another option for when things are on cooldown, especially because in situations where you use leg drop for chip damage, just having a little bit of extra damage to throw in with a low cooldown is kind of nice.
Nice.
So
but
it's basically
like Rezler said earlier, just all in somebody with the chip damage and whatnot.
Yeah, it's basically single target damage, but it also is forward guard, so you could use it potentially to trade as well.
Yeah. There is a lot of SA abilities out there, so the frontal guards make it nice for trading.
Yeah, this one has no linger though, so strikers do not get baited by the animation where it looks like they're still in it. The frontal guard ends really, really quickly.
No, please don't bother testing that.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems alright. I'm sure for PvE it's decent. It's 12-11 times 2, 12-11 times 5, 100% crit and 10% accuracy, so it should be alright. I can't remember if this one brings you to Awakening. The DK one does not. I don't remember if this one brings you to Awakening, but moving on to Mystic, this one actually does bring you to Awakening from the hotbar. So if you have this hotbar and you press it, it'll instant swap you to Awakening and cast the ability. This one is like a sweeping kick with some water. 14 times 7, 100% crit, 7-second cooldown, super armor, down attack, down smash. And uniquely, this is I think it's the only protected ability in the kit in Awakening that gives you shards back. Because Rapid Stream gives you shards, Tidal Burst gives you shards. I guess technically Spiral Torpedo, if you have the core skill, gives you shards. But this ability is super armor and actually gives you Martial Spirit shards, which is really nice. And it's really fast after skill. So the combo that I was testing with it is after a grab, like DP debuffing with Rapid Stream, and then going into the core Rising Dragon, and then just hold LMB. The skill lets you just you either have to hotbar it or use LMB after certain abilities. This one doesn't have a keybind. So, but I would use I would use Rising Dragon to float, and then it flows really well after Rising Dragon with LMB, but I think it kind of, I don't know if they're fully on the ground for the whole thing, so it's probably not ideal, but it felt really fast after Rising Dragon, which is kind of cool. It feels really fast after Spiral Torpedo, and it's, actually it felt okay after Spiral, but it felt really good after Sea Burial. You can use Sea Burial and hold LMB to cast this ability. Just make sure that you hold R&B long enough on Sea Burial to actually get the flow before casting this. Don't cancel the flow to Sea Burial and use this, or the damage is going to be ass. And the damage seemed okay. I mean, it's just like a quick one hit, but it felt somewhat similar to Sea Burial's damage, so it was pretty alright. Nothing groundbreaking, but it was alright. I didn't test the consistency of the down smash, unfortunately. I forgot to. I'm sure it's annoying and busted. Anyone have thoughts on this one? This one also looks... This one is one of my favorite animations, but you know, Rezlar knows. I'm a sucker for water, so water animation's kind of nice. And its sound effect is cool. Any thoughts
Is
on this?
is the protection regaining shards going to be like a big thing for Mystics?
I think it's something like it's difficult to regain shards in the middle of a fight in PvP because you don't have a safe way to do it. So I do think it'll help. It's not like an insane amount. You get 10 shards back for hitting, but it'll be helpful. It's unique that you can do it. So yeah, it's kind of nice. Also, it does not have a linger, and the super armor ends pretty quickly, so you have to use an ability right after. You can chain the super armor together with mass destruction or crouching wolf without there being any gap, but you have to do it immediately. You can't hesitate at all. Just as a heads up. All right, lawn. All right, so the lawn one is tricky. The lawns, I feel like some lawns I've talked to.
You had a lot of experience with the lawn one, right?
And not a lot of experience. I have a lot of ideas on it.
There was an infamous Global Lab Stream Sniper lawn that was interrupting your tests.
He said Nayashe sent him to me.
Who?
I actually laughed out loud whenever you were like like what a lame title or whatever, like Global Lab Stream Sniper. Because like I literally thought the same thing whenever he first showed up and people said that he was an infamous stream sniper in your chat. I was like, what a fucking lame title to have. Like, yes, I am the Global Lab Stream Sniper.
He throws on fucking shitloads of gear that he gets for free and just grease people that are testing skills.
Like,
such an important job.
Like definition of like the South Park World of Warcraft guy, I feel like.
Yeah, apparently that same person, he was trying to grief me while I was testing, he was griefing Nayashe while testing, he was griefing Anders while testing, he was griefing a bunch of people. Kimura, so yeah, cool dude.
I wonder, is that disrupting game operations? Can he get banned?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's weird. So all right, here's my thoughts on it. Let me give the little rundown on the skills. 8-second cooldown. Shift Q is the keybind. You can use it after certain abilities. You can also hotbar it. It's 822 times 1, max 6 hits, because it's sort of like a spinning animation backwards. And then the second hit is 1622 times 4. The first hit has 25% crit. The second hit has 100%, has 9% accuracy, HP recovery, bound on good 1 hit, down smash on good 2nd hit, and down attack, and it has no character collision while moving backwards. It does not have protection on it. So a lot of Lawn's reactions were similar to Nayashe's, and they were complaining that it doesn't have protection. And the thing is like, with Nayashe, I kind of can understand it because they need like protected damage. With Lawn, I don't understand why you would just want like an average ability that has super armor and does some damage versus having like a potential another really fast catch, because the entire kit is just loaded with super armor damage. It's like what the entire kit is. So I don't know. To me, if this had super armor, it was just like a weird spin with super armor, would make 0 sense. I don't think that would add anything to the kit at all. I think what's really cool about this is, so I was watching a couple lawns mess with this, and you can instant cast the spin backwards and cancel before the second animation. So I feel like one of the uses that you can do with this is you can try to get like just to the edge of behind them and use it to spin back to the front just to clip their frontal guard to catch a bound. Like, it's something that people are not going to be able to just sit there and feel safe in frontal guard near a lawn, because you have like a fairly quick way to get to the back and then move forward, or like using it turning your camera. Really, I think really good lawns are going to be inventive with this, with the camera turn, because the spin turns you backwards, has a decent AoE size, and it actually is really quick. People say it's really slow, but when you chain it together with other abilities, it's actually fast. When you use it by itself, it's definitely slow. The last hit, I don't know. It'll be fine in PvE, I guess. I don't know really what the purpose of the last hit is. Probably most lawns won't be using the last hit, but the first part is actually kind of cool. The only
Well, doesn't it say can't you use the last hit like after other abilities?
Yeah, you can use the last hit as well, but it's like the last hit it's like fairly insignificant compared to some of their other skills for like PvE. I mean, I guess I'd have to see what it looks like in PvE, how hard it actually hits, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the last hit, like, it kind of reminds me of their spacebar ability. I mean, it'll hit harder than that, but I don't know. Maybe it might be good like filler damage in PvP as well, or maybe the whole skills will be good for like repositioning and then doing the last hit just for damage on their back. But overall, this skill is like, I don't know. This one is pretty unique. I actually think this one's cool. Only really good lawns are gonna get use out of it. Average to below average lawns are gonna be mad that it doesn't have super armor. And it's really offensive what I just said, but I meant every word. Animation wise, I think it's interesting. It was funny. Someone sent a GIF of using the C swap. When you C swap on lawn from pre-awakening with C going forward, it actually will spin forward and kind of looks like Deadly Dance. And then they use this new skill that spins you backwards and then use Deadly Dance, so they just spin back and forth and back and forth. It actually looks hilarious, but they're just spinning like nonstop. Kind of cool. Interesting new skill. We'll see how it works. HP recovery. That one's a little bit of a surprise to me. They have so much HP sustain on like all of their abilities, but now they have a little bit more. So there you go.
Want to make sure, they never go below a certain percentage of PV.
Yeah. The only thing I would say in defense of some of the lawns that maybe aren't that hype, Bound isn't like the best CC. One, it's really short, and two, it's really, really resisted by adamantines.
Bound is pretty awful overall.
So the Bound itself is probably not good. If it was like a float, though,
Bound is like
it'd be kind of juicy.
a step above knockback.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about where that
for
is.
everyone except for like a Sork. For Sork, Bound's pretty OP, but everyone else, it's kind of meh. Just because Sork Sork capitalizes on it relatively easily.
True.
A lot of other classes kind of struggle to capitalize on a Bound.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, the it being resisted makes it tough. Also a cool icon. Actually, it reminds me of the it reminds me of one of the Striker icons, to be honest. Is it Skull Crusher? I feel like Striker has exactly this icon, but it's not tilted to the right. It's facing straight up.
Now they're just fucking going on Paint or Photoshop and just turning the image to the side. Is that it?
A lot of these icons are cool. The Mystic one looks really cool. The Striker one looks lame. The DK one looks cool. The Meiwa one looks super cool.
Yeah.
The Tamer one looks cool with the little bubble in the middle. I mean, it looks like Void Lightning. That's probably what the icon for Void Lightning should be. The Zerk one, sorry, Rez, that one looks ugly. It's like the least effort icon they could have done. And then the Sork icon looks good, and the Ranger icon looks super cool. Yeah, I don't know. So these skills, kind of nice. I like them. I like that they're not necessarily copy paste of other abilities. They're a little bit unique. They flow together really well. They're thinking about other stuff than just, hey, here's a skill that does a little bit of damage and you press the button. They're thinking about flows and ways to chain stuff together. Yeah. I wanted to ask, Nayasha, you don't play any other characters, but
yeah.
I'll ask you in a different way. But let me start with Reslar. Reslar, you play Archer, or have played Archer a lot, and then you played a little bit of Warrior, although not really recently. And then
my Warrior days are behind me.
Yeah, they're behind you. But what about Awaken Wizard? Is there Awaken Wizard days behind you? Or is there a chance in the future?
Is there a chance?
Know. I really like Awaken Wizard. I really have a lot of fun on it, but I don't know. It's just like I tried to play Awaken Wizard like a month or two ago, and the whole time I was just sitting there going like, why am I bothering with this? Like, if I'm gonna play Wizard, I should just play Succession. So like, I don't know. It feels like you're wasting your fucking time to me, honestly, playing Awaken Wizard.
That all having been said, what do you think?
And true.
Yeah. What do you think? What are you expecting the archer to get for their awakening skill, and separately, what do you hope they get for their awakening skill?
What do
With
I
accuracy.
think?
Yeah, what do
I
you think they'll actually get, and what do you hope they'll get? The archer for the awakening skill. Now that you kind of have this to go off of, like you kind of see a little bit of the theme that they're doing. What do you expect from archer, and what do you hope to get from the archer one? Or do you think archer just won't get one because they don't have suck either?
That's a good point, actually.
No,
But
they'll get one. They'll get one.
I'm pretty sure
Damn.
they'll get one. I feel like is a chance that they wouldn't get one, but I feel like they will. That would be a real slap in the face to Archer
That
mains.
would be hilarious. The fucking uproar.
But I don't know. The thing is like I've played a lot of Archer, but I'm not a good Archer. So I feel like I
Right.
don't have a lot of authority to talk about like what they need. Like I've always said, every time I've talked about Archer, I've said, listen, I'm a shit Archer. Don't take everything I say with a grain of salt, and more importantly, default to General Moore's. Whatever he says
Yeah,
is gospel.
I was gonna say, if I think I can speak for General Morse here. If it's not fucking giving you whiplash with all the fucking spinning around, it's not a skill for Archer.
But I don't know. It's probably, I don't know. I really hope that they don't give like another big ranged nuke. I think pushing it more towards like the more style of playing it really close would be better. And I know he would probably like that, honestly. Um, yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know what they need or what they might get. I could see them possibly, and this is just going off of what like the skills that have been released. It wouldn't surprise me if they came out with some skill that can be flowed with like either before or after meteor dive. Like
Mhm.
that wouldn't surprise me at all if they come up with some skill where it's like you can either use the skill and then go directly into meteor dive for like continued protection, or you can do it
Blur.
after meteor dive for like damage or something like that. I don't know. It
I
wouldn't
think
surprise me.
don't they need like accuracy in their kit?
They do need accuracy, but
Yeah.
what are the odds they get an iframe? I hear a lot of archers say that they wish they had another iframe.
I don't
How
think
many do
it'll
they
be an
have?
iframe. Like none of these skills have been iframes, though. I really doubt that it'll be an iframe, honestly,
Yeah.
because that implies that it's not going to be. That implies one of two things: that it's not going to be a damage ability at all, or it's going to be a two-part ability similar to the iframe they currently have right now with the side roll, right? Where the beginning is iframe and then the second part is unprotected, but it's a CC. Um, I don't know. They could do with another one of those, I suppose, but I never felt. See, my issue with this is I feel like Archer is busted. So I don't know. I don't know, man. Like every Archer on Earth tells me constantly that they're like super weak and stuff. And I always felt that Archer is really OP. Um, the only thing that could make them stronger in my eyes is if you gave them a fucking grab, honestly. Oh, and I guess if they didn't explode in 2 hits, but I mean they kind of have to for the amount of damage that they pump out. So
You want to give
I don't know.
Archer with Meteor Dive a grab.
Maybe I don't know. Yeah, some frontal guard movement would probably be pretty decent, honestly. If it was a skill that did decent damage, was frontal guard, and moved you a solid distance, that wouldn't be bad. I think. I don't really think they need anything in the way of damage. Actually, I don't know. Maybe you can give them a skill that is just a skill used for pre-buffing that gives you an accuracy buff, or maybe
Ooh,
just the Maywa treatment where it's just a skill with a fucking high ass accuracy modifier. I
Yeah.
don't know.
yeah, that's what I was more or less thinking, like a combo type skill. But what if they gave it a skill that you basically shoot someone in the foot like an ankle shot and it slows them by like 50%.
I don't know. But again,
That'd lead to the
the
kiting strategy.
listen, after you finish hearing what I say about Archer, throw it out of your mind, go to General Moores and ask him what he thinks because that's more important. But I feel like one of the biggest issues with Archer, especially in 1v1s in large scale, is that whenever you get slowed, especially by like guardians, especially are the worst. Like it is so hard to like try and kite people or maneuver around them, which is basically like the only two things that you can do, right? You have two options. You can either kite away from people or try to like Morse finesse maneuver around them. Neither of those things are really viable whenever you have a absolute shitload of slows on you. So that's kind of why I said I think like some frontal guard, like maybe movements, with a little bit of damage on it would probably be fine. I don't know. I really don't know what they really need. I haven't played Archer in a hot minute anyway, so is Moore's in any of the chats? I know sometimes he watches. Is he in your chat, Nayashi? Do you know? Na-
Um,
Nayashi.
he's
No, no,
grabbed.
no. He hasn't spoken up at least,
He's-
so I haven't seen him.
He's grabbed.
Okay.
I didn't
He's
know.
been grabbed.
I was talking to chat for a second.
So I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think, Rez? What do you think Wizard is gonna get? Like, what do you think they're actually gonna get? Wizard and Witch.
Probably some fucking more dive damage, I would assume,
I can tell you what
honestly.
they're gonna get. Whatever the fuck they want.
What? It's like a
Like,
scene from
literally-
that sounds like a scene from a Clint Eastwood movie. I'll tell you what they're gonna get. Whatever the fuck they want. Like, okay, these badass wizards are coming in here taking names.
I
Yeah.
honestly wouldn't be surprised if they damage down on the whole like awakened witch and wiz are supposed to be these dive bots, right? So it wouldn't surprise me if they gave them like another fucking dive skill to add into their SA frontal guard rotations.
Yeah.
I mean, Frosty, you laugh, but you know it's true.
Well, I hope Witch, whatever it is, gets a lightning ability and Wizard gets fire. I don't know. Maybe water. They're like kind of lacking on the water. I don't even know what they could get that would be even useful. I feel like it has to be like a single target, either a movement ability or a single target quick damage ability that would be like improve their combo potential. For both
I honestly
PvE
think
and
movement
PvP.
would go a long ways in helping them not be so dog shit in 1v1. And it wouldn't be awful in large scale either, because it would help them be able to like whenever they do their dive combo, right? If they realize like, oh shit, they're coming for me, they can like get a quick reposition off, right?
Yeah.
Which is like one of the things that makes Suck Wizard so good right now, right? Is that you can very easily go, oh wait, I'm in the wrong place, and then reposition because 2 TPs and Earthquake. So
Yeah, I can't picture it. Maybe they'll just get Unveiled Dagger 2.0. Or sorry, Dagger Stab. What is it called? Magic Dagger? What's theirs called? Unveiled Dagger is DK. I forget the name of the
I don't remember.
Dagger Slice. It's so weird they have a dagger. They have a staff and a dagger. A weird class. I'll tell you what I'm hoping for on my Kuno. I'm hoping while they're addressing the Kuno skill, that they're like, what is this class missing? And they go through that, they realize that Spin Spree doesn't do any damage. Because if they just add a damage dealing ability, it feels like such a waste of a new ability. Because Spin Spree could just be that. So it kind of needs something else. But I have a feeling they're just going to do... It's probably going to be something like the Ranger skill, if I had to guess what Kuno's going to get.
You know what I just thought about?
Hmm.
Is Awakening Witch and Wizard technically going to get 2 skills, one of which being the actual skill and one of which being the pet flow, so that it can actually do decent damage?
No. Of course not. I do know
Like,
that...
that's how all their skills are, right? You have like the original skill that you unlock at a lower level, like 56 or 57. And then you have the pet flow to the skill, which actually gives it most of its damage at like 59 or 60.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. It's like half the kit is like that, yeah. I think what Water Sphere doesn't have that. Bull-Eyed doesn't have that. What else doesn't? Maybe that's it.
I think that's it. Yeah. I mean, technically, you have like the fucking pool, but I don't know if you count that.
Maybe
But
they
yeah,
could
like
do.
Hellfire, Cataclysm, Water Jail or whatever it's called, and the useless one, whatever that's called.
What if they do a flow for retardandos? So when the bubble is around you, Marg goes in there and is just beating the shit out of you inside the bubble. Like he's in the water bubble with the person that's that's slowed.
What is it? It changed retardando into Jarvan ult? I don't understand.
I don't know what that is. Sounds
Jarvan?
like a Heroes of the Storm reference.
Jarvan, the League of Legends character, where he ults people and puts the little arena around them.
I haven't unlocked him yet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what they'll get. Maybe single target damage, maybe movement, maybe something that they won't really care about. Who knows? Kuna, I don't know. I'm hopeful for the future classes though. I'm really curious with what some of these classes are going to get. The ones that have me most intrigued, like I don't know what Ninja needs. Like what are you going to give Ninja?
What are you going to give Warrior?
What are you going to give Warrior? What are you going to give Kuno? And Archer, like animation wise, what are they going to do with Archer? Is it just going to be an arrow shot? Is it going to be something new and unique?
Nova,
dude, Nova is a big one too because literally like one more skill would actually make that kit feel complete.
You're putting a lot of hope in this one skill because if they do it wrong, it's going to be awful.
I mean, even if it's just a really basic skill, like that kit, the Awakening kit just feels so bare bones. So honestly, the Nova one is like, I feel like it's going to be hard to fuck up, but maybe they will. Maybe
what about your new class, Frosty? What about Hash?
Awaken Hash, what are they going to do? See, Awaken Hash is another one where I'm kind of like, I feel like the Kuno, it's like, you have this ability in their Shift L and B called Ensnaring Sands that is so redundant compared to Serpent's Coil. It's like literally the same ability. The only difference is that it's slower. You can't instant cancel it for the damage boost at the end, and you have less control. It's basically like the same as Shift R&B but less control, and it has a slow debuff. But it's like the slow debuff is movement slow debuff, and I don't know, just not that good of a skill. Like that, if that skill got redesigned, then I don't know, that kit would feel pretty damn good. Like the only thing I could think of is maybe protected burst damage for Node Wars. Yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of weird, you know? Strange.
Yeah. Strange things.
What is Guardian gonna get?
Dude,
probably
that's
another SA.
I hope not, man. I hope
it's gonna be
not.
another SA that applies max stacks of their slow pass.
Yeah, and they can linger it, and it does a lot of fucking damage.
They can linger it, yeah. On a 5-second cooldown.
Makes you automatically desync and log out of the game.
50% crit rate with a, I don't know, let's say 10% accuracy.
What about Shy?
It's gonna get a grab.
Does Shy get anything?
I think so. They'll probably get something.
They'll get a grab.
Well, they don't have an Awakening though.
It'll be like it'll be like an 8-second grab so that they can grab you, throw you on the ground. Then when you get up, they just do the desync bubble, and then you're stuck there, and then you get fucking grabbed again, and they just troll you into oblivion.
Technically, it's not an Awakening. Actually, no. In game, they don't call it an Awakening, but technically, it's an Awakening.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it functions the same way. It's like a separate window, a new weapon, and you unlock it later on in the game. Like it's like they just called it the talent tree instead.
PA is discriminative against Shies.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't know. Yeah, man. I'm excited though for the Kuno one. Honestly, as I'm just a sucker for new abilities. This whole thing, once all these Awakening skills are out and on live server, I'm probably the retagging about to begin.
Are you excited for them to release them one at a time?
No, they said that they will not do that in the notes. Yeah, they said that they're
That's a
releasing them
first.
slowly on global apps, but when they come to live servers, they specifically mentioned that they will all be released at once.
Have they finally learned from their mistakes, or is this just a one-off?
Well, they did that with the Raboms too. I think they learned. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, dude. I don't know. I'm really excited for it though. It's like different. It's new. It's fresh. I like new abilities. Abilities are fun.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty excited about it.
Dude, Awaken Valk. What is Valk gonna get?
Oh my god, that one.
Awaken Valk's another class that I really would love to learn and try.
I think they'll probably give it like some sort of movement, some sort of like little dash or something. Like
Yeah, we'll see. I'm super hyped for it.
I can
dude.
foresee that.
All right, let's see. Back to this list. So that's the new Awakening stuff. You want to talk about the value pack changes? See if I could find the post. Where did I have
30% life and all the other XPs.
I actually probably should have found this earlier.
You need the link?
Yeah. Also, what did you guys do while I'm trying to get this link here? If someone has a link to the English version of the value pack notes, would be awesome. What did you guys do with your Cronstones? Did you use them? I think in total we got what, like 1250 or something?
Yeah, I haven't used them yet. I'm going to use it on a Tet Disto attempt sometime in the near future. Not today, but it will be during a value pack podcast, so don't you worry.
Not today though.
Not today.
Why is that?
I don't have the try right now. I'm gonna make the try, and then from there I'll prepare for the Tet attempt.
I mean, I saw your enhancement look last time. Why not just crawl on the pry attempt?
I probably need to crown a few pries.
All right.
Oh my god, that was awful. And after the episode 2, it was worse.
Yeah. You're a gambler, dude. You're a gambler. All right. So the value pack is changing. So here in North America, we're getting 3 significant changes to our value pack. One,
the podcast
is not the podcast, the actual value pack.
We're actually getting changes to the podcast. New intro, new a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. One is they're buffing the combat skill, life, and mount EXP from 10% to 30%, which is nice. For life skill and mount EXP,
that's actually huge, honestly, for my overnight stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot. Maybe the combat's not that big a deal, but the other 30%, a 20% boost over what we had before is pretty nice.
Yeah, my overnight horse training is doing a lot better, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Next up, and a big one that people have been asking for, I swear, since the day I started this game. I remember seeing it even way back in the Gaha's day. They are going to give us a item collection scroll every single day in the daily challenge tab, as long as you have a loot or a value pack active.
Hell yeah.
So 1 loot scroll every day. Now, for people like Reslar and Ayashi who don't grind that much, does that mean that you guys will be exclusively using yellow loot scrolls to grind from now on?
I mean, yeah.
Do you already use yellow loot scrolls?
I already use yellows exclusively, honestly. It maximizes the output that I can do with the time I have. I mean, I went through over 250 loot scrolls. No, 315 loot scrolls already. I like have them all stacked up from not using them for a long time, and then I was like, oh yeah, I should probably start using all these. So then I turned them all into yellows and made a fuck ton of money that way.
Right. The other change, so they're removing the bleach from the 30-day value pack.
Woohoo!
They somewhat recently changed it. This is before this changed, but they changed the tiers to blessings in the 30 days. So you get 5 blessings. think, did you get tiers before, or did you just get nothing? I can't remember. I feel like they changed it to blessings kind of recently. The other thing that's
remember.
interesting is they made it so that blessings on both the 30-day and the 90-day, now you obtain the blessings when you pop them in your inventory, not when you buy them. So the Alien's Blesses included as a bonus to the value pack are only obtained when opening an unused value pack. So you actually have to like pop the value pack to get the blessings. Now the loot scrolls and the Valk's Cry from the 30-day or from the 90-day you get upon purchasing from the Pearl Shop. But the blessings you actually get if you buy it on the marketplace. You'll get the 5 blessings, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a little extra perk to actually buying and selling those, I guess.
Yeah, and then they're buffing you don't get 10 loot scrolls anymore, you get 15, and they also randomly are giving you 15 Valk's Cries for buying the 90-day.
Woohoo!
So kind of nice, kind of cool little changes. And just to reiterate, they confirmed before, but just so people, as a reminder, they are 100% keeping the Merv's palette as part of the value pack. You will be able to dye your items indefinitely.
Yay! That was a big issue that people were worried about.
Next up, the loyalty shop. The loyalty shop is getting a revamp.
I've seen a lot of like hate on Reddit for this.
People are very upset about this. I'll explain why they are upset, and then I'll explain why they're
they're all wrong.
No, they're not wrong. They're half right. Like, there's definitely reason to be a little bit bothered, but also,
it's not as bad as you're making it out to be.
But it's not that big a deal. So you're going to be getting 200 loyalties every single day instead of 100. However, they're basically doubling the price of everything by 2. They're doubling the price of everything by 2. Now,
which is interesting because like why bother?
Right. So
well, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say some of the things aren't changing. Like it says here, like the weight limit 50 is still going to be 3,500.
So in that case, it would be much easier to obtain and really good for newer players.
Yeah, the family inventory is going to stay the same. The family inventory +1. Family inventory weight is going to stay the same. There's a few random little things that are going to stay the same, but most of it is doubling. So the premise, the reason why a lot of people are upset by this is because if you've been saving up loyalties, the value of those loyalties just kind of get cut in half.
Plummeted. Yeah. You effectively should have spent it all prior.
Right. So you have until, I believe, March 3rd, right? I think they're giving this to us March 3rd. So you have until March 3rd to spend your loyalties if there's stuff you want to buy. The people that are mostly like kind of affected by this negatively are the ones, let's say if you're a week and a half away from getting, I don't know, what's the Nader's band cost? 10,000?
The extra slot on the enhancement.
Yeah, or a character slot. Let's say you're still
is that doubling?
10 days away from the character slot. It's once that patch comes in, now you're going to be even further away because you need to get 200 loyalties. Or you need to save up the rest or whatever, right? However, the one thing that I feel like it's not going to end up being that big a deal in the long run is because they've said that part of the revamp is that there's going to be other ways outside of logging in every day to earn additional loyalties. Yeah. So as long as they hold true to that, which obviously you can't be sure that they will, but as long as they hold true to that, it shouldn't be that big a deal. You'll be able to get loyalties at a pretty quick rate, so you'll be able to pay for the stuff that you want to get. Short term, it's kind of going to be annoying. Long term, it'll be kind of cool. The preview of some of the items that are leaving, I think, is kind of interesting. We're losing the max HP scrolls and the max MP scrolls. So for Node War, a lot of people use the HP ones for Node War.
To be honest, isn't that kind of okay because they have that shop? Can't you buy scrolls from there?
Can you buy HP scroll from that shop? I don't think so. You're talking about the Node War Victory shop?
Yeah, I think. Not the new one that's coming out, but like the one for the badges and whatnot, or the medals. Isn't there one in there?
I don't have a character. Wait, let me see. Let me look. I don't think
I remember
so.
correctly,
Maybe you
is.
can, but I don't know. I'm gonna double check right now. What that would be the oh wait, where is the guild manager in Vel? I actually don't even know. I don't. Oh,
Not
here he
far
is.
from the yeah.
So he's also the guy that you can exchange, right?
Yeah.
For medals? Oh no, not this one. It's this guy? Yeah, this guy.
I can't remember.
No, I don't
honestly.
think you can get an HP thing from him.
Maybe I'm mistaken. Probably.
No, there's no HP scroll from him. So no, that's
Rip.
just gonna be gone. That's out. No more HP. No more MP scrolls. No more of the 7-day outfits. Those are gonna be gone. Which those I don't know. Those are awful anyway. The golden bells being removed. Mount Resurrection reset.
Wait, that's going too?
Mm-hmm. The
I'm
Mount
gonna
Resurrection
stockpile
reset.
right now.
Armstrong skill guide. Megaphone, bleach, and inventory expansion +1. The normal inventory
You know how fucking
expansion.
cancer it is when you duel someone for spot and they go over and kill your mount after they lose? It's fucking, that's AIDS.
However, they said they're going to add a special items in the loyalty shop. So here are some of the specialty items you can get in this new thing. They don't have prices set for this, so it's who knows. But you're going to be able to buy Artisan Memories X10. They don't have a price, so not sure. You're going to be able to buy Sealed Book of Combat 7 days. You're going to be able to buy Supreme Old Moon Scrolls. You'll be able to buy Pace of Delight, which is the Arcana cards that move you specific amount of spaces. You'll be able to buy Black Spirit Special Dice, Marco's Gear Bag, Life Skill Mastery Scrolls, and Thea's Orbs for re-rolling your fairy. The Thea's Orb is actually huge. I don't know what the cost is going to be.
Pretty good for a lot of free-to-play players.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to get.
If you don't pay to win your fairy, you're going to be like fucking struggling. But this actually gives free-to-play players an opportunity to get better fairies. You wouldn't believe how many people don't actually have the tier 5
I would
tier.
believe, because the idea of gambling real money to get a skill is scary as fuck. So I definitely believe how many people don't have it.
I didn't have tier 5 for the longest time. I had tier 4, and it was only after I had like a fucking stock of like extra fairies and I had some extra cash to spend. And I was like, all right, let's try and do something about this now.
How many attempts did it take you?
God, I don't even know. It was so long ago. I still have a bunch of leftover like whatever it's called, the things. I forget what it's called, but I don't know. I don't remember exactly how long it took, but it took a good while. Actually, I think I remember people saying I got RNG carried. So I don't know.
Everyone says that no matter how many times you get it. If your fairy is nice, you could have spent $1,000 and you're still RNG carried.
Frosty, when you were talking about the Mount Resurrection, was it the Tears of the Wind that you were talking about?
That's being removed.
Yeah.
It just says Mount. Wait, where is this? No, hold on. Preview of items, stain, preview of items removed. It just says Mount Resurrection reset. So no, not the Tear of the Wind. I don't see the Tear of the Wind on there. Do I?
Yeah, so Tear of the Wind staying on. Okay, good.
Yeah, Tear of the Wind.
That's the one you were talking about.
Yeah,
Chad was correcting me on that because
I forgot to mention some of the other new items. They actually added, separate from the specialty section of the shop, the just normal standard new items. They're adding fail stacks from 30 to 70. They look to be pretty expensive. Like a 70 stack is 24,000 loyalties. They're adding all the juices. They're adding the fruits, the 3 different like event fruits that give you 2% towards a mount, and those are actually relatively cheap. It's only 200 loyalties.
That's so one day and you get one.
Yeah,
fruit.
so that's kind of interesting. They're adding Secret Book of the Old Moon 1 day for 1,000 loyalties. So that's basically just replacing the Armstrong Skill Guide, which is fine. That's a better version of it anyway. They're adding the Kaposh accessories, the base ones. They're also very expensive. They're adding Merv's Repair Tool. Data Dumb Merv's repair tool.
It's interesting that they're putting Kaposhas in the loyalty shop when they're giving them out for free as attendance rewards right now.
Yeah, I guess they want
we
people
don't
to
talk about
start.
that.
They want people to start enhancing them. I guess I don't know. Inventory +4 expansion coupon. Crystal extraction tool for 1,000 loyalties is really nice. So you'll literally be able, with 200 loyalties a day, you'll be able to buy this every 5 days if you want. Crystal extraction tools.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Spellbound toolbox, 50 loyalties, and then ship license, Euphoria cog, and Adraxia storage +1. So some interesting new stuff. Some cool new stuff too. Yeah.
I mean, wasting 1,000 loyalty on the gem extraction isn't really worth it nowadays because you can just make it pretty cheaply. Forget how much
Can
it
you?
totally costs.
How much is it to make it? I don't know. Maybe how much?
I made it the other day, and if I remember correctly, it really wasn't all that expensive. Like maybe 30 mil.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah, the inventory expansion is kind of nuts because it's
But
+4 for only
How
3,000
much
loyalties.
is the crystal extraction again?
It's 1,000 loyalties.
1,000.
You got to remember that we're getting 200 a day now as well.
Yeah, he said 5 days.
Yeah, so 5 days.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean,
That's really good, actually.
Yeah, it is good. I'm just saying, like, it's
Plus,
and if there's things in the loyalty that are more valuable to you, it's definitely not worth getting over that.
plus
you
they
know?
also said that they're going to come up with even more ways for you to like get
Yeah.
loyalty in
Oh yeah,
game. Like I'm
absolutely.
assuming
But I mean,
missions or something of that nature.
that's neither here nor there until we see it implemented because we don't know how much of value that is, how often, or it's not a thing yet. So
I think they'll add it. I have a feeling they're going to add it during events for like the Black Spirit game.
probably like an additional, like they'll change up one of the boxes that you land on to be a loyalty type one that probably rolls to get you X amount of loyalty, like the old one.
Dude, I'm kind of blown away by this
That's what I was
inventory
about to say.
expansion.
Do you guys remember whenever there was just straight up like what was it like fucking 5,000 loyalty or some shit? on
Yeah,
the
I got
board?
like 1 or 2 of those actually. I remember
Yeah.
that. That was awesome. I
Speaking
got
of
all the LT I needed.
Speaking of the Black Spirit board game, they're changing that because they had a long speech about one of the things that they didn't think about was how upsetting it is to fail. The Black Spirit board game is supposed to be fun and positive and uplifting, but it fails you so often. So you can no longer fail. They're going to do a new Black Spirit board game where there is no more failing to get to the other side of the board. So any of your Arcana cards that give you additional rolls are going to be swapped to dice. You'll just get extra dice for them. And all of those spaces and cards that would normally give you rolls instead will give you dice, I guess. Yeah, and you'll be able to complete the board game no matter what. So
That's pretty awesome.
they also showed a couple new boards too. I don't have the.
Yeah, I did see a seasonal type one.
Yeah, they had a couple random different boards that you could get too. So that'll be interesting. That's kind of nice, I guess. I've had pretty bad luck with the board, honestly. I've only gone
on the
around
special board quite a few times, but I just never hit any of the good drops.
I've only gone around the board 18 total times. For how much I play, that's actually awful.
Really? 18 times? Hold on, let me see how many I have.
Oh, speaking of Arcana cards. Hell yeah. Dude, I'm actually carried, man. Holy shit.
I've gone around 19 times, and you know how little I play.
Make it 19, dude. Make it 19. Just finished.
Really?
Hell yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's happening. So it'll be a little bit
Speaking
easier.
of which, I just hit the special board again.
Dude, I'm about to put all of my loyalty is about to go into dice when that comes out. Oh, I got 4 sharps. Stupid game. All right.
I got a lot of characters that need loyalty weight.
Yeah. Not me. I luckily I spent mine. Amritat and Cindy say their board's on 44 rounds. That's insane. Damn. I do invest most of my time trying to get to the special board and using my dice there, so maybe that's why. All right. Hadum server. Now, Hadum server, for those who do not know, was renamed to the Elvia server, or Elvia's realm, rather, in KR. It looks to be coming on March 3rd, according to Southeast Asian server. Yeah, so it'll be 7 new grind spots, a couple are group spots. We've talked about it on the podcast before, but I think that they're unique and kind of cool spots, and hopefully will alleviate some of the traffic that's at Starzen and Secrea right now, because it's absolutely absurd how much traffic there is there. Elvia has a couple good grind spots for raw money. They're still like changing the balance on them because some of them were way too good and some were really, really bad. They've actually had a lot of Global Labs updates that change the balance of them. One thing that is interesting there is you can get a ton of masses. A ton of masses of pure magic. I put a... Let's see if I could find this screenshot. Chemo put up a loot screenshot about the... Oh yeah, here we go. Here it is. These are all individual hours with loot scrolls, with blue loot scrolls. In one of his hours, he got 4 masses of pure magic. In another, he got 3. Another got 3. Another got 2. Another, he got 5. Like you actually get a ton of masses grinding at the Red Orc camp, which is kind of nice. The other thing that's interesting about this Hadum server is
good for Rezlar.
I'm sorry.
It's good for Rezlar getting the masses. He needs
Well,
to get
yeah.
his Ted gloves.
Not just the masses, but this is the place that drops the material for Rezlar to upgrade his gear.
Yeah, just in general.
I think a lot of people forget about that, but yeah, the defensive stats on Black Star gear can be upgraded from drops here at this grind spot.
Specifically just the armors before anybody gets excited about buffing their weapons.
Defensive gear only, yeah.
Yeah, what does it just do what was the stats it buffs?
Basically can buff your stats up to where you get 4 more DP per slot.
Oh wow.
I believe.
That's not bad.
It's like
That's
2
pretty
DR,
good.
2 of it. I can't remember the stats off the top of my head, but it's something
Does that
along the lines
transfer
of
over if you actually enhance? Up to
no,
pen?
once it goes to pen, no, it's pen.
Gotcha.
But pen is a much bigger upgrade than 4
Oh,
DP.
of course.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice. I think it's roughly equivalent to like C6 armors, C6 pen armors when you have these upgraded. Not counting the monster DR, which is even more. So yeah, it's pretty
insane
nice.
given how hard it is to enhance them.
The other thing is, the other reasons you're going to want to be on this server and why these servers are going to be pretty crowded. And when I say servers, I mean area. So basically all they're doing is they're going to change some of the servers, like a portion of the servers are going to have the Elvia realm on them. Probably about half of our servers will have it. All it's going to do is make the Serendia low-end spots become these Hadum spots. So it doesn't mean you're going to lose servers and have less places to grind stars in. On those servers where the Hadum spots are available, you can still grind at all the other spots normally. You can still grind Star's End or Secrea or Wargon's Nest. I had to throw that in there because a lot of people love that spot, you know? So there's... all those spots are still going to be normal, but you'll also be able to grind in these lower level spots, and they'll actually be high-end spots. There's going to be 3 items you're going to want to get. One older item that we've already known about, which is a necklace upgrade. You can add 150 HP to your necklace if you have a gold necklace. Doesn't matter which enhancement level, you can do it on any of them, but it has to be like an ogre, a Leighton, a Sissel, Deboreka, like all the end game necks are available. And then they added 2 more items in this recent global lab as well. Hold on, let me go back to it because I closed it by accident. This one is interesting because this one is a choice. So with the necklace, you get HP, and that's that. This new item that you can get is a little bit different. There's a blue crystal that you can make from grinding materials at Hadum, and a yellow crystal you can make from grinding crystals at Hadum, or materials at Hadum. The blue one gives you can put it in a ring to get 125 hit points, which is actually huge. That's a lot of hit points.
That's a ton.
And you can do that in both of your rings. Or
there's a conquest node door. The node word there.
We getting the announcement? There it is, dude.
Now. Yeah.
Or you can get the yellow crystal, which is 3% critical hit damage. And again, you can put that in both of your rings, so you can have up to 6% critical hit damage. Also has to be one of the end game rings, so it could be and arguably end game. Forest Ronaros.
Critical hit damage that sounds pretty strong.
Dude, they both sound strong. Like 250 hit points is a lot if you have two of the other crystalline. 6% crit damage.
True. Does 100? What is it? 125?
Yeah,
HP?
per ring. Yeah.
Does 125 HP make Ronaros viable?
Well, no, only because you can put it in any of the rings. If it was exclusive to Ronaros, then maybe.
The idea of what he's saying is like, well, you just do it like a stacked up HP build, but yeah.
Yeah, but if you're doing that, you would just do Eye of the Ruins, right? Because Eye of the Ruins also has HP plus the HP bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if Ronaros got that by itself, you can also put in Kaposha Ring, which is kind of interesting. Eye of the Ruins, Kaposha, Tungrad, Ominous, Kadri Ring, and Crescent Ring. Forest Ronaros. Don't put it in your Forest Ronaros rings, guys.
250 HP or 6% crit damage.
Don't have Forest Ronaros rings, guys.
Well, I wanted to ask you two individually, like Rez, which one would you prefer to do? Would you do 3% crit, 125 HP? Would you do double crit, double HP, or mix and match?
Double crit unless I wanted to stack HP on my Zerker, which could be viable, honestly. But it would have to, that would have to be a whole build in and of itself, basically.
Yeah, I don't know if you can extract the crystal. I'm pretty sure once it's in, it's in.
So can you never sell that ring once you put it in?
Differently than that.
I don't know.
I don't have confirmation, but I did hear differently.
You heard you can extract it?
Yeah.
I
heard it's just like Garmoth.
Oh, you can. Okay, you can extract it. Okay.
There's no way you can.
Yeah, I heard it's just like Garmoth with how you do it.
Okay. So then there you go. You can extract it. Yeah, so I guess you just get 2 sets of both and you can change it whenever. I don't know how much it costs to extract, but if it's like Garmoth, then it's 10 mil, which isn't that bad. Ash, you'd be going for the crit or the HP?
I mean, probably the crit damage for sure, but I don't know. Like, I mean, that kind of gives some options. Like, maybe tankiness is your issue, a little bit of extra HP going along with your already, whatever your DP is could help out in like large scale scenarios. But I mean, my class is focused around, just outright deleting someone. So probably the crit damage would just be more ideal.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot of HP. Like if you think
about
crit
damage too, especially on a class that has a lot of 100% crit skills,
But I mean, it's a lot of HP in total that we're about to get, because if let's just say someone does put on both of these, they put the blue one in each of their rings,
necklace
and the necklace, like that's 400 HP. Yeah. That's a big boost.
That is a lot. I mean, you'll be seeing Zerkers running around with like close to 7k now.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna start seeing Guardians with close to 7k.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, dude, if I swapped my rings right now and put in 2 Eye of the Ruins and they each had this HP, like I would be getting close to 6,000. I'm pretty sure full buffed, I'd be like right below 6,000. That plus the necklace would probably put me at 6,000. As long as if I finish the HP journal, that is. That'd be insane.
I mean, this would like give players like at the gear level of like Choice, for example. Like the HP would just be so huge on him, just because of his defensive capabilities are already so massive. HP is just making him much more difficult to kill from anyone's gear standpoint,
Yeah.
So
someone's saying you're gonna need to get the crit to offset the HP that everyone else is getting.
Yeah. Well, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, you have to make these. It's kind of interesting. So you need a pure magic power fragment. a bunch of stuff. You're gonna need a bunch of items.
A bunch of items farmed on the Hadum server.
Yeah, and I kind of like that they're varying where you have to go. You can get the items at Red Orc or Elvia Ruin Fortress. You can get the other one at Fogan Swamp Hunting Grounds or the Elvia Imp Altar. So it's kind of making you have to go all the way or through everywhere else.
Get to experience the world.
Yeah, this leads me a little bit to my here's the Black Spirit board game, like new looking boards, by the way. Just these random ones. I feel like the rewards are basically the same, but the boards look different. They're only like slightly
Probably
different.
True.
But do you think that they're going to add these for the belt and earrings as well? Like items like this?
I think there's a good chance that they might. I'm surprised they're not adding, like, besides HP, more other defensive type stats, you know?
Yeah.
Like, maybe like DR focused or evasion focused. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm glad they're not, honestly, but I'm just surprised they're not.
I see.
Surprised there's not other types of offensive stats too, like human damage.
Dude, that's the other thing, actually. So I was thinking, so we're gonna get the 400 HP from this, right? Like some people are. We'll get 125, 125, 250 plus the 150 from the neck, plus another 200 once you finish your special attack evasion crystals from the war.
Yeah, there's a little fuck ton of extra HP. You can get up to almost 1,000 extra HP, right?
His HP pool's about to start going way up.
Yeah.
That is kind of interesting.
That's what I'm saying. There might be some cases where it's like there's a large scale build, which is HP focused, and then there's damage builds for like 1v1 and grinding.
When Hadum server comes, are you guys going to be going straight there, or are you going to take advantage of the lack of people at Stars and Sakrea?
I'll do a mix of both, but I'll check it out the first day.
The last thing on our list, and probably the biggest and most important. Let me see if I can find in their notes. No. Somewhere down here, I know it. The biggest thing of all. All class change. Now all characters have been improved. I love that. It's a character buff. So they can summon the Black Spirit while moving. Instead of summoning, the character will switch to the standby position. Although it has not been applied in the Black Desert Research Institute, please note that when applied to the official server, it will be improved so you can summon the Black Spirit even while riding a horse.
Huge.
Dude, that's actually so nice. That's actually so freaking nice. I know it seems like nothing, but it's one of those
Starters
things
all
like,
jumping out in joy.
yeah, or like when you quest on a new character for the 1000th time, like you can interact with NPCs on your horse. It's nice that you're going to be able to interact with the Black Spirit as well.
Yep. It just streamline a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you can go for your Tet Disto like right there at Star's End while autopathing back.
Yeah, so I can get my disappointment on the way rather than stopping.
Exactly. Dude, that's so nice. I like little changes like that. They need more stuff. All these quality of life stuff like actually makes such a big difference in the long run.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of nice quality of life feature stuff for sure. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's a good change. Rosa, are you gonna be talking to Black Spirit a lot more now?
Probably not.
Why
he doesn't like that little bastard.
Why are you so sad?
Are we not gonna talk about the camping grounds or whatever they're called?
The what?
I don't even know what
the
that
website.
Is.
The names and the guilds.
Oh, we could
stuff.
do that. Yeah, we could do that. You want to talk about that?
That's kind of a privacy concern, don't you think?
I don't think so. No, but do you feel that way?
I mean, I think it's cool, but how is it not turned off by default? Is my biggest question.
What, being able to see my characters and Frosty getting misunderstood?
Yeah, because here's the thing: is it makes like hunting / stream sniping so much easier, right?
In
So
what
for
way?
anyone who doesn't know, basically you can go onto the website, the new Black Desert website, and then
Especially it's not helping out the stream snipers.
I think it's called Hunting Grounds or Camping Grounds or something like that. I don't
What are you
remember.
talking about? It's
But
just called
basically,
Adventure. You just click it. Oh, the camping grounds section. Yeah, that shows like beauty
yeah,
album, update history, guild, photo gallery, etc., etc. Yeah.
yeah, and then you can type in, I think it's family name, is it?
Family name or character and the server.
Okay, family name or character name, and it brings up a list of all their characters, like every single character they made, what level they are, what life skill masteries they have, all of that stuff. And you can even go through entire guilds. So like you can search like Snake and find every single member of the guild Snake, and then every single character under every single family name of the guild Snake. And it's kind of fucking insane, honestly.
It is a little weird.
I think I feel like this is really common in everything. Like this is I don't see how this is that much different than like the way you can just search people up on like League.
I think WoW has this kind of feature too.
Yeah,
You
like
just look
League
up
has it.
people's-
I feel like most MMOs, World of Warcraft has it. Someone's saying you can set it to private and in
You
the
can,
account settings.
Yeah.
But to me, this isn't super out of the ordinary for like other
I don't think
games,
it.
but
I don't necessarily agree with you know, how you were describing it being an issue, Reslar, where stream snipers can take advantage of it. I guess maybe the spelling of the name to be proper in order to actually put it to Black Spirit or the Black the Black
Black
Mask
Robe,
guy in Velia. But
Black Robe.
yeah. But I I don't know. I don't really see it as much in that
I mean,
issue.
here's the
I can
thing.
just see
Here's
it
the
as more of
thing.
an issue of like it's a privacy thing with your account, but I don't know.
Here's the
It's not
thing,
really that
right?
big a deal to me.
Like, you guys don't understand. So, Frosty, I think, knows a little bit about this man, but Nashi, you know nothing about a man named Zintago. Okay?
Uh-uh.
And
Have you
this
heard of
man,
Frigga?
listen, I was good friends with this man. We were in a guild together, but this man was one of the saltiest men I've ever met in my entire life. And
Oh,
he
he met
decided,
Striga?
no, I don't know who that is.
Okay.
But anyway, he basically decided that he was going to just like annoy the shit out of Hex like every single day of his existence because there were people in there that he didn't like, which was super weird, champ. And like he basically, if he had access to every single guild member in the entire guild, every single family name, every single character name under that family name, like he would have had a lot easier time annoying the shit out of our day-to-day existence. So it's like, I know like that's a rare occurrence, right? Because it's like it's one autismo like being super fucking weird champ, right?
I'm trying to
But
figure
like it
out
does happen.
what makes this easier though. Is it just the spelling you're saying? It doesn't tell you like what server
No,
you're on, when you're playing, when you're logged in, not logged in, or
it's
any of that.
access, it's information, Frosty. It's access to every single person in a guild, every single character name in a family name. So like there's
But that leads
no,
to what though? That's what I'm asking.
that leads to easily finding people.
How? Like
Like
how? Like I'm looking at Nayashi's page here. How is this going to help me find Nayashi right now?
because if you're Autismo Supreme,
I don't know
then
what that
you
means. I don't even know the words you're saying. That sounds like a Taco Bell order.
And he's from California, where all the fucking new hot words come
I
from.
don't know what Autismo Supreme means. You're gonna have to stop and define
like
that for me because it's confusing me.
someone like Zintago has multiple accounts, a la Big and Shiny, right? Where Big and Shiny would have multiple accounts to scout out like rotations that would be open for him to go grind in. Zintago would use that to black robe on multiple channels to scour multiple channels to try and find people that he wanted to hunt, essentially, right? He and his wife would both have multiple accounts going on multiple channels, black robing all kinds of different names that they discovered via like fighting people, right?
Okay.
But now you don't even have to fight people or meet them in game at all. You have an entire fucking dictionary of names to just quickly blackrobe through on each individual channel, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying that
it's a
this
lot of
is like.
dedication, but if
Listen,
someone
So
I'm
how
not
about-
saying.
So how
I'm
about
not
this?
saying this is the end of the world. I'm not saying that this is a bad feature. I think it's neat. My only thing is, my biggest thing really is that I don't understand how this is not set to private by default. Like,
Well,
that's the
this
weird
is
thing to me about it.
It's a
there's
really
another
common...
element of this.
Hold on.
which-
It's a really
yeah, go
common feature in a million games. Maybe the issue is the black robe. Like, why is the
Well,
black robe even a
yeah.
thing?
Technically, that would be accurate.
I mean, all the black robing does. I mean, all right, obviously, like for Node War
I'm
and
going to
stuff.
say right now, you're not allowed to get rid of my black robe guy.
I mean, I'm
And-
just saying it's like, or like make it more limited use. But like the thing is with the black robe, is it helps with scouting in Node Wars, which I understand and can be like a strategic advantage. But I don't know if that's the intention of black robe. But outside of the Node War stuff, all it does is help people grieve. So I don't
Yeah.
really know why the black robe is there to begin with. But like this
Yeah.
information doesn't seem that out of the ordinary to me because it doesn't give up anything private. It's like unless
It
you're
just
like
takes away the need to research yourself. That's all.
Yeah. It's
But-
easier access to that information, which can then be used via the black robe and via if you're tryharding the shit, right? You're the fucking South Park WoW guy, right?
and
like,
he's the
that's what
autismo
I'm saying.
machismo.
Yes.
I'm still trying to get over that phrase. I just you called someone an autismo supreme. I'm googling this.
All right. Anyways, so Saggle in my chat mentioned that there's something else unique about the search engine thing. It actually applies a unique identifier to each person. So, basically, they can take that code that's associated with your characters and your accounts, and they can just use that code to find your account, even if you change your name, like your family name or your character name. Apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe the bigger issue is black robe, but black robe has always had the benefit of, like, you have to know their character name, right? You have to be on the same channel.
And
And
it
you have
doesn't
to
tell you
be,
the server
you have to know their
and all
character
that
name.
stuff. But if you get a
Yeah,
large enough
exactly.
group of people, they can check every fucking server.
Exactly, but if you are like a fucking like sweaty enough, right? Like, you can have multiple accounts, you can have different like people, like your friends, your guildmates, whatever, just like fucking combing channels essentially, right?
The autismo
now you don't
supreme
even-
is in Discord, by the way. I put it in there.
And
Oh,
now
let's see
you
this.
don't even have to like
That looks
get
good,
that
actually.
information yourself. Is the
That
biggest
looks
thing,
really good.
right? So I don't know. Maybe the bigger issue is black robe.
I
don't
hate
know.
the black robe. All the black robe does is help people grieve, and nothing else.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe black robe is the bigger issue at hand. Maybe they need to take another look at black robe. Maybe it doesn't really fit in the context of the game anymore. But
That looks so good.
I don't know.
Oh my god. I'm
Again,
getting
like
hungry.
I think this is a fine issue. Or not a fine issue, a fine like addition to the game. It's cool. It's neat. But I just like I don't know. There's concerns that I have.
My only
and-
question is, what is the point of having it? Like, why? Why
well,
do you?
the thing is,
What do
is
you
that
need
I'm-
to look up someone's?
I feel like
account
it's
info for?
existed forever. It's just we didn't have this website because we had Kakao.
Well, yeah, but like, what's the point of it? Like, why?
I don't know. I mean, that's what we'll have to
Like,
ask
it
developers
doesn't
for
give
like
you.
every
It doesn't
game.
give you information that's tangible to like really determine like what's their build. What are they doing? You can see their masteries, but that doesn't necessarily tell you anything.
Well, I can see that Nayashe, for example, has a character here hidden at the bottom named Frosty
Oh
underscore
my
Cheeks
fucking god!
that I probably wouldn't have discovered.
It's a fucking Nova.
I don't know why it's named after me just because it's a Nova.
Oh my god.
It's literally named Frosty Cheeks. Underscore Cheeks, because I guess Frosty Cheeks was taken.
I can't remember, probably.
So I'm actually more surprised that Reslar is upset about this and Nayashe's okay with it when Nayashe has characters named after people.
What the fuck? What does it matter? And it's not even named after you.
Yes, it is!
It is not!
The only thing you could have done differently is put So Frosty underscore Cheeks.
Some of the other names I was originally trying to pick were not available. That was literally just the next one that came up on the list.
Yeah, I'm searching Frosty Cheeks now. I'm finding out who has Frosty Cheeks.
Oh my god. Holy fucking crap.
Switch this to character. I don't know. I guess like for me personally, I don't. Oh my god, it's Beach Boy Ryan has it. It's a level 57 lawn. Beach Boy Ryan he's got a. I don't know if Beach Boy Ryan plays anymore. I'm gonna be honest. He might still play. Yeah, he has a couple level 62s. This dude's hardcore. Yeah, I don't know. I especially love the guild search part. Just because we already have that in game. It's just this one's a little bit better and easier to use. I guess it didn't. Does it say the roster in game when you click on it, or just the amount of members?
No, it doesn't. Just the number of members. It says the guild master's family name and the amount of members, and that's it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's fine. I don't know. Whatever. But I do like it does kind of highlight to me anyway. The black robing is kind of annoying, but I don't know. I've only used black robe like once my entire life, but I know people like use that shit every day just to
I've used it a few
annoy
times.
them.
But when you this, I think this will. I can almost guarantee that this will be used in like drama type videos where they're like, I don't know, some sort of guild shit talk, and then like watching their members go down using this website kind of thing. But you could do that in game too.
Yeah.
Or you could just like track which guild they constantly switch to or whatever. I guess is another thing.
Dude, the other thing they have here that's really cool is that they have a whole archive of the update history all the way back to 2016.
Really?
Yep. Medaya
really
expansion
good to know.
arrives March 30th, 2016. Over 1,000 new quests.
Oh man.
Were people excited about that?
Probably.
Zarka, an enormous boss that can take on hundreds of players at a time.
I remember then that was introduced.
Crimson Battlefield, instance 40v40 skirmishes that players can queue for in groups of 5 or solo. Wait, what happened to that?
That it just got turned into Red Battlefield instead, I believe.
You used to be able to queue up in a party?
No.
No, it wasn't like that.
Why is it saying that, dude? Give us that. That sounds awesome. New weapons and a
Give
more
us-
powerful
Give us
armor
the old
set.
content.
World size increased by 30%.
Yeah, they would literally put updates
Oh,
like that.
I have to
You weren't
read
there
this.
for all that.
I have to read the Musa Mewa class highlight update.
Oh, when they changed Maywa's Red Moon from iframe to Frontal Guard? That was a sad day for Maywa's.
The Musa is a melee class that relies on high speed and fast reactions to stay ahead of the enemy. With incredible mobility and specialty for AoE-focused attacks, the Musa excels in small-scale PvP. The Musa is at its best when dashing across the battlefield to dispatch enemies with powerful AoE, but each uncalculated move can be deadly due to his lower defense.
See? There is an explanation of what the fucking classes do. You always used to say, no one never says that or whatever. Like, yes.
No, you said that it was the fastest class in the game. I don't see that in this description. It also says that you have to.
I said it uses the mobility. It's a class.
It still
focused around
does. Are you
mobility.
saying it doesn't move anymore?
No, I'm not saying
Okay.
that, but we definitely are not at the pace that we were originally.
This is Musa, not you. Okay, they have Fiery Angel. You don't.
Oh my god.
All right, Mewa. The Mewa is the
They didn't
female.
have Fire Angel back then. That was pre-awakening. You're looking at 2016.
Oh, true. They had Tiger Blade.
Yeah.
I've never
So
caught
did
up to
Mewa.
Musa on Tiger Blade.
Oh
Shit's
my
busted.
gosh.
The Mewa. The
And
Mewa is
was
the
actually
female.
stronger.
The Mewa is the female counterpart to the Musa class and boasts similar stats. Like the Musa, the Mewa fights with a blade and short bow while quickly moving about the battlefield to avoid enemy attacks. While both classes are melee-oriented, the short bow affords the Musa and the Mewa a selection of ranged attacks used to knock down targets. Do you knock down any targets with your bow?
No.
No. And provide an enemy or provide an opening to deliver close quarters attacks. Unlike Musa, the Mewa specializes in one-on-one combat with the impressive ability to lock down single targets for an extended amount of time. Yeah, because all your stupid slow debuffs.
No.
This
we didn't
literally
have slow-
describes you. Why are you complaining about large scale? You're not designed to play large scale. You read it in the notes, didn't you? Says it right here,
No.
Nayaashi.
Hold on.
Unlike the Musa, the Meiwa specializes
we
in
never had
one-on-one
slows.
combat.
We never had fucking slows back then. You weren't
Don't
even. You weren't even
lie.
around. You weren't even playing.
Oh,
the
I was.
game.
You're saying I wasn't born yet?
Did I say? Yeah, I said you weren't around.
You said, well,
You weren't around.
you're
You
alluding
weren't
to
playing
that
this
I
game.
didn't exist. I actually did start playing in March 2016. I made a Musa, got to level 10, and quit the game. That class made me quit the game. Think about that.
Did it really? Did it really? In the pre-awaken days, that made you quit?
Yeah. All right. I hate to keep going on in this, but I gotta
God.
read the Warrior Awaken one. Today we're
the Warrior Awakening, when that first came out, that was just a tragic day for every class. Holy fuck.
does it have a description? Light of the new player. Oh, it doesn't describe it. That's too bad.
They didn't really go into major descriptions for the Awakening releases, if I remember correctly.
No.
They just released it and just watched as it chaotically fucking just triggered everybody because only one class was getting it at a time. So every week there was a new class that was like super disappointed because they were now significantly weaker because of the Awakenings are coming out individually.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting, dude. I think that's it's fun. It's fun to see that, Meiwa was designed from the beginning with 1v1 in mind, and they should be bad in large scale by design.
And we're not even the best 1v1 class, Frosty. Come on. What the fuck?
Well, it doesn't say in there that no other class will ever be designed to also be good at 1v1, does it?
No, but we have a focus towards it. No other class has that kind of description.
We don't know that.
We do.
I mean, you're pretty
You can
good.
literally check all the text.
You're pretty damn good at 1v1.
Oh my god.
I mean, not your dumb spec. Your dumb spec's just good at killing people standing up. All right, moving on. All right, is there anything else you guys wanted to mention before we get to the comments? Do we want to go on about the Machismo Supreme?
I think it looks delicious.
It looks, actually, Taco Bell would be so good right now.
Did you guys see that they're making like a 2-story, like 4-lane drive-through Taco Bell in like Wyoming or some shit?
No.
Yeah, so they put the kitchen above the drive-through lanes essentially, and then they dumbwaiter the food down so that it's like completely like contactless and like everything. It's actually kind of
Nice.
interesting.
Huh, that is weird.
That is kind of interesting.
It's like a new type of building, and if it works out well, you might see them like start to build those everywhere.
Comes through the sunroof. What if you don't have a sunroof? Do they just throw it on your roof and it splashes all over the floor? You gotta get out of the car and pick it up off the floor. Oh my god.
Hilarious.
Aussultation says, all right, Nayaashi about to get removed from the intro. You're pushing your luck, Nayaashi.
Oh shit.
Oh, is that
You just have to create a character after Frosty and then you get in the intro. That's just what you do.
Is that, can we hold that over his headrest? Like if he steps out of line, we'll cut him from the intro.
Steps out of line, you get removed temporarily from the intro until I correct my behavior and send in an apology.
Oh my god, that's kind of funny. All right,
kind of like the cancel culture nowadays. You don't fucking send in an apology right away.
yeah. All right. So Austin Lassiter says intro fire. Glad you like it, Austin Lassiter. Anonymous Gamer says the new intro is nice, fellas. Reservoir should be hired as a QA guy to find all the weird bugs. LOL. Why do they keep making classes that have pets and said pets don't go AFK or also get CC'd? They just keep rewarding players for being bad and getting caught. Nova under 40% health axiom change. Yeah,
I agree.
Interesting thing about that is we got the Succession Nova buffs this week, and that change did not come with them.
Get fucked.
Actually, quite a few changes did not come to the Succession Nova change list from Global Labs. So, curious if that's going to stay the way that is, or if that's actually coming or not.
Probably this upcoming week.
Wow seriously says, I'm so proud of y'all. New intro, good work finally. Thank you very much. Talos Acceptum says, I'm glad he remembered that he forgot to remember us patrons. Congrats on 100 episodes, guys. Here's to 100 more. Damn, 100
It's a funny way
more.
of putting that.
I know, right?
That's 100 more episodes of abuse on me and my Maywood class.
I'm glad he forgot to remember the patrons. That would have been a better way. Zibba says D4 is going to have an open world PvP similar to Dark Zones in Division or Hellgates in Albion. Anyone who says it looks like D3 hasn't played D3 in years. D3 did not age as well as people think. Yeah, the graphic, dude, I was like playing D3 the other day and the graphics definitely, my character looks gross. It's like, it borderline looks like the character looks like Minecraft. Like the skills and the world look okay, but the characters look really bad.
Huh.
I don't know.
Interesting.
TriConnect.
Either way, I'm excited for D4.
Yeah,
I just want it now.
D4 should be fun, dude. I can't wait. And I'm excited that D2 can hold us over for a little bit.
Yeah, that does look good and promising to keep our attention for a while.
TriConnect says, just started, but I made it into the comments. Mentions Pog. I'm with you guys starting roughly with episode 30. Thanks for the Value Pack podcast. It is the podcast that is just the most enjoyable to listen to with regards to BDO. I'm glad you think so, man.
Thank you.
Queso81 says, hi, I got confused at first. Was trying to look at the skip ad for this new intro. Yeah. It's a little bit different, so. All right. Hammer Tat,
That's
stop.
actually pretty funny.
Can we have a just a 10-second moment of silence? We lost someone dear to our hearts this week. EA officially announced that
Did Hamzy die again?
No, EA officially announced that Anthem is officially dead.
Dead.
They are not going to release any new updates for Anthem, and that dream is over. So if we could just take 10 seconds of silence for the greatest game to ever be previewed and the worst game to ever be released.
I mean, Cyberpunk gave it a run for its money.
Yeah, but even still, if you compare them side by side, Cyberpunk's is a much better game. That's what's so
True.
sad. Oh, Anthem, why? So sad. Filler Up Premium says, I'm sorry I didn't watch the new intro yet. It was either Wi-Fi or wait for my tamer. Can't play, but my tamer can carry so much trash. True. I don't know why you need wait for your tamer. It comes with 50 LT as a passive.
What does that mean?
They need to change that so bad.
You think it should be 75, Rez?
I think it should be 75.
How
Definitely
does
75.
does that class have another passive? Please tell me it has another passive.
Well, it's 50 LT and 25 HP or something like that.
Oh my god.
Or maybe
How
it's
does that class
25
not
LT
have-
and 50 HP. Oh, they do have another passive. They have an accuracy passive that they level up. They added that
They
way
need, like-
later. The accuracy passive got added like a year ago.
What passive would be good for them, do you think? That would like be pretty
Plus-
unique.
Plus magic damage reduction.
No, I think a passive that'd be good for Tamer would be like maybe it'd be 10 levels from 0 to 10, and every level gives them like a 0.025% increase in AoE size. And then when it's maxed out, it's like 2.5%.
I mean, that actually would be pretty unique.
It would be
so.
unique. It'd be good. It'd be a fun passive. Real BBX says, can someone tell Reslar that EU has 50 to 75% more players than NA? No, because that's not true. Northwest Rider says, new outro when? I don't know if we're gonna do a new
Not in the
outro.
foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Like I said last episode, All the Things I'm Not is still my favorite song from Hello Stranger. So unless that changes, yeah, it's probably gonna stay the intro.
Doug B says, new intro, woo! And congratulations on episode 100.
100.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Zach Day says, yes, love the new intro. Glad you like it. Dorito Bag says, now this is just my wishful thinking, but the coin sorta has a reticle. Then again, so he's talking about that teaser image coin. Then again, It also looks like a maze separated into 4 quadrants. Maybe it's a gun-based class, although they did say at one point they don't intend to make a gunner class anytime soon. Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with a class, just because the teaser wasn't, as far as I know, wasn't for any other region except for the EUNA region. So, not too sure. It was specifically for like our stream. So I'm not too sure. I don't know. Did Blizzard just add Awakened Ranger to Diablo? Yeah, basically. I guess the rogue. To some extent, yeah. Or if Kuno had a bow. It's like pre-awakened Kuno with a bow.
I think it's cool that they added the rogue.
Yeah. I'm not much into like bow classes like that in
I'm not either, but I think it's cool that they added it. I won't ever play one. Sure.
Shaky Bay comments. It says, congratulations on episode 100. Heart. Thank you, Shaky. Actually, you know Shaky, right? You met him?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
Did you guys see my shining moment against Shaky and Joe in the tournament?
You showed me the clip, yeah.
Oh, dude. It's the greatest moment I've ever had in BDO ever.
It's just because you got out of a D-bite. It's not hard on Hash.
Okay. Here it comes, dude. I don't know why. I don't know where this comes from. Actually, this hatred. It's not that the CCing him at a D-bite is the hard part. It's getting him to use D-bite in that situation that's hard.
I guess that's fair.
All right? Like it's also not hard to shoot someone in the face with stub arrow, but to get them in a position where they're going to leave themselves open to B shot, now that is a feat. And then you just spam sticky snowflake and they die and there's nothing they can do. Happy Pofa says, maybe it's just me, but the low frequency is too much in the intro. I would try out a compressor to cut out those edges in the audio, but I love the new intro. Triple stun from the Mystic. I'm going to miss you though.
Wait, what was too low?
I think he's saying it's I think he's saying it's a little bit too sibilant or like bright for some of the higher frequencies.
Well,
we
yeah.
did do a lot of well, I mean, not we, I mean, or of you and
that was
Russ and me.
keep in mind as well that was the intro being played through the recording of Frosty.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
too.
that might also have something to do with it. This time it's just edited straight into the podcast. So if anybody feels like there's any issues with the intro, like quality wise, do let us know. Because if it still feels a little, if it still sounds a little weird, now is the time where we definitely want to try and tackle any issue like that. Since now it's basically it's pre-rendered as its own video and set as an MP4 before the actual recording of the podcast starts, so we can mess around with it at that point. So, I mean, it sounded fine to us, but yeah, let us know.
Yeah. Appreciate the feedback, honestly. I'm glad you like the intro. Alex Gotcha says, damn, I missed the old intro. Okay. Ezra
Of course,
EV.
there's always one.
Yeah. Ezra EV says, you guys, no cap, guys, only 30 seconds in, but it's the 100th episode podcast, and I got to let you know I appreciate it. Been watching over a year now. You're my favorite podcast and only one I listen to. Much love and cheers to 100 more.
Woo-hoo.
Now, because I can't help myself, I do have to ask how meaningful it is that we're your favorite podcast when we are the only podcast you say you listen to.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
of all the single podcasts I listen to, I like you best. Yeah.
Also, in regards to that last comment, I did upload the old intro just by itself as a video on the YouTube channel. So if you ever feel yourself missing the triple stun from the Mystic, you can go and just watch the 30-second intro.
Yeah, what you do is you start the value pack, you mute it for 30 seconds, play the old one, and then you unmute when it's done. There you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah. And you
get your experience all over again, and I'm not there in the intro. Yeah.
If you missed the triple stun from the Mystic, you could also spend time doing research to find out if Mystic ever even had a triple stun.
Yeah, that's it.
As far as I know, it did not. Kenichi Sai says, ew! Or A? Oh, maybe that's an A. There's no W. A! New intro is fire, baby. This is a nice week. 5 red shards in my first hour grind Secrea. Or Secrea grind. BDO SEA finally added Merv's palette to the value pack. Congratulations, by the way. New intro from my favorite BDO podcast, which is really the only podcast I ever listened to. Grats on triple digis episodes, guys. The only thing missing this week is PA nerfing Suck Wiz to the ground in the next maintenance, and BDO SA getting 1 day loyalties value pack. Edit, yes. Well, they're removing that. No, they're not. You're never, are they not going to get that? That's kind of sad. Oh, he said, yes, BDO SEA is also getting 1 day loyalties value pack. Good week indeed. No, it's probably Lilith because Lilith's skin is dark. No, it was Indariel. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was definitely Indariel.
It was Indariel in that little trailer. It was not
100%.
Come on.
If you're a true Diablo fan, you would know.
Yeah, Lilith is like a side little small boss, and Dariel's the end of Act 1.
Lilith is not a small little.
No,
side
Lilith
boss.
is in the older games. Lilith is legit a small little side boss and becomes like a mainstay boss for 4. Yeah, Lilith. You actually fight
Wait,
Lilith.
in D1?
I can't remember if it's in D1 or a small part in D2, but I recently watched a clip.
You're talking about Blood Raven.
Of the Lilith fight. No. There's actually a Lilith fight. You fight Lilith in Diablo. I can't remember. Lilith is where you get one of the organs to do Ubers. Yeah, Lilith is in D2. I'm pretty sure it's D2.
Oh, that doesn't fucking count.
How does it not count? It's her. Also,
that garbage was implemented later, and it was not a part of the originals. Or
no,
anything.
I'm
it
pretty
wasn't
sure
even a part of the original destruction.
I'm pretty sure that Lilith is in D1 as well, though. And there's also a whole bunch of audio about Lilith in D3 that you can drop from like the random books.
There's definitely a lot of audio and lore about her for sure, but I don't recall her being in D1.
All right,
I'm obviously
looking it up
been
now.
a fuck ton. It's been ages since I played D1, but
let's see.
I don't recall her being in there. It was all about Diablo before, and the Butcher.
Yeah, so I guess Lilith technically was like the Uber and Dario, right?
Yeah. She was. It was.
I thought
basically a fake. It wasn't. I wouldn't consider that real.
But it came out before Lilith was designed for D4, so it's not like a.
Well, I think that you could probably argue that's kind of like a low-key hint that they plan on doing a Lilith.
Is it though? Because Diablo 2, there was a whole other game in 12 years between when this Uber Lilith came out and Diablo 4 was announced.
I mean, they didn't have the fucking, resources in order to start pursuing the D4, That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Well, it was before even Diablo 3 was out, though.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
More.
I don't know. Lilith is interesting.
They scrapped all those ideas for that fucking atrocity of a game, D3,
All right, we got to move on. Lilith looks like an awesome boss, by the way. Or like an awesome bad guy. She looks so scary.
I'm excited for that storyline, honestly.
Yeah. I actually liked Diablo 3's lore, honestly. I even though it's like there's some parts I hated, the whole Magda and Deckard Cain thing was irritating. But I actually thought a lot of it was really cool.
The only part about it I really cared for was the daughter getting turned into a vessel for.
You didn't like that? I thought that part.
I did
was cool.
like that.
Oh, yeah,
that was the only part I thought was.
Dude,
cool.
that part was epic. That scene where
everything
she turns,
else I thought was kind of garbo.
I kind of want to watch that right now.
Yeah, that scene was awesome.
Hold on, I'm finding it. Dude, that scene is so epic. Are we going to get copyrighted for this, Rez? What's the word on that? You're our legal. Rez is our legal team.
Reference.
Yeah, Rez is our legal team. Is it the Diablo versus Imperius?
Yes, it's that. I've watched that fucking clip many times.
Bear with us, stream. Bear with us. It's too good not to. All right, here I'm gonna stream this in Discord so we can all be watching at the same time. This might mess up my mic for you in Discord, but not for the recording or stream. So it's here we go.
Oh yeah, you got the random fucking issue.
All right, here we go. Oh wait, is this all of the? Oh no, I have to skip. This is the wrong
yeah.
one. Hold on, I'm sorry. I have to.
You need to.
This is the wrong one. This is the entirety of the cinematics.
All of them, yeah. The
Yeah, here we
entire
go.
story.
Here's the one. I don't know how good this quality is, but
Fuck.
can you guys still see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Dude,
but
look how
I-
creepy she looks. Oh my god, dude. Oh, sorry. It reminds me of The Exorcism.
It's just such a badass scene. Typical, Blizzard. He has Enigma.
You cannot hide.
Dude, he's a Hashashin. Look at his weapon.
What form you choose to wear. Let your true self be revealed.
Dude, this scene is so clean.
War ends today. Imperious.
Nope, that's Musa Dash. That's forward F for sure. Or on that's hash dash. And that's about how much damage hash does too right now in PvP. Shit's gruesome, dude.
Take one last look at your shining heaven, Imperious. For soon, nothing of it shall remain but my laughter.
Full TED player versus full pen C9.
Basically.
Or blooming versus everyone on the server. Dude, even the breath and the glass breaking.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the way that thing... So cool. Their cinematics are so good. Alright, that's enough of that. Thank you for indulging me, everybody. I definitely like once, I want to say like once every couple years, I'll go rewatch all the Diablo 1,
I do
Diablo
the
2
same.
cinematics, dude.
I
They're
fucking
so
love
good.
that shit.
Dude, even the StarCraft ones, man. The StarCraft ones are so
Yeah,
good.
They did a lot of work on the StarCraft ones. Especially the newer ones.
Monkey says fucking weebs. That doesn't make us weebs. You don't know what a weeb
Dude,
is.
it's literally... Alright, in what aspect could you consider that weeb content?
Yeah, I don't know how that's weeb related in any way, but oh well. Blariac says, Reslar, you little hating gearlet, EU is lively, great podcast and intro.
Press X to doubt.
Reslar, are you alright, man? You sound down.
Oh, I'm tired.
Did you blow something up?
Well, yeah, that was a few days ago.
Do you want to
What'd you blow
watch?
up?
Would it make you feel better if we watched Nayashe blow something up?
Whoa, hold up. Not today. Next week.
Nah, I got a 200 stack out of it, so.
Something positive.
Zoologic says, that feeling when I recognize my voice and see my fat tamer in the intro. Guess I'm canon now. Amazing podcast, guys. Congrats to 100.
Wait, who?
Was his voice in it?
He was one of the people who was laughing at the community night.
Oh, right. Damn, good catch. The Musassin
You're
says,
officially, you're cemented permanently into the podcast.
Yeah.
Until we change the intro again.
we sent everyone in the podcast intro NDAs, by the way. They never signed them, though. The Musassin says, don't nerf suck Wiz. I know Musa is saying this. Instead, buff other classes. Edit 1, something tells me to new class has something to do with gold/money. LOL. Edit 2, Frosty, what do you classify as unreasonable Musa complaints?
God, here we go.
I don't know what to say here.
You have so many.
I have the list. I'm looking down my scroll. It looks like Santa's list of good, naughty, and nice. It's so long. I'll give just one example. Anything. Baywa Killer says,
Anything.
gonna miss that triple mystic stun. Dude, so are we. So are we.
Would a good example of unreasonable Musa complaints be complaining about accuracy with often Libers and not a single accuracy accessory?
Well, here's yes. Here's an example of like, well, because this is always like the thing that always gets me is it's like, yeah, but you don't have any accuracy and you're running often and Liber and your AP is like relative to where everyone's kind of at these days isn't that high. And it's like, well, but when I'm in succession, I can kill them just fine. And it's like, that speaks more to probably how overpowered the succession damage is over the fact that you're using, or the fact that Awakening needs accuracy. Granted, maybe Awakening does need accuracy, but it's really hard to tell when you have 60 less sheet accuracy than everyone else has to run and you can't kill people. You know, it makes it tough.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
A wee bit.
I don't know. Lately, I'm not even a huge fan of like, I know there are a lot of Musas that run evasion, and I didn't think it was that bad for a while, but lately I'm just like, I don't even like evasion on evasion classes. I especially don't like it on Musa though. I've never run into a Musa that I can't just completely delete regardless of
I
evasion.
got a Musa that you might not be able to kill.
All right, we could test it. I'd love to test. All right. Oh, I lost it. Oh, laggy skills. Man, it feels so good that Nayashe is no longer a guest. After over a year, he can finally enjoy the free work perks such as free invites to Vel platoons, one free hour per month in which no Zerker can grief his rotation. I love the new intro, especially when Frosty wanted to gear check Nayashe Lamau. I died laughing every time. Glad you like it, man. And yeah, welcome aboard, Nayashe.
Yeah, I thought that would be probably the most appropriate and hilarious fucking clip I could provide for the intro.
Magnus Cream says, Maywa's always RNG carried.
Oh my god. I did get 4 distos during the podcast, so it's hard for me to argue.
You're forever cemented in getting a Tet Tungrad belt just for fun.
True.
On a podcast intro.
Just for fun on a podcast.
Chibaneko says, stop smiling, guys. Oh my god, new intro. We fucking got it. Yeah, it's pretty good, dude. Daz, rip. Rest in peace, triple stun from the Mystic. You will be missed. Also, wasn't the world map flipped horizontally, switching east with west at some point? That would explain why Port Rat is where it is, and also why the sun rises in the west and sets in the east in game. Yeah. Someone had a really cool, hopefully, we're coming up to it. Someone had a really cool example because I think Reslar said, if it's west, why would traveling east be the easiest or whatever? And someone had a really cool actual example of that on a real map that we'll get to in a second. Titan Squirrel, I work 4 10s a week, so I'm going to need you guys to kick it up to 40-hour podcasts. Thanks. I don't know if
40-hour podcast is literally not possible. We'd have to get into other topics.
We'd have to talk. We'd go over Diablo cinematics for 20 hours. That'd be fun, dude.
It's literally not possible.
Sergio Farfan, love these podcasts. Easy to grind to. Glad you like it. Glad you both like it. Thank you, guys. Mayo Knight says, Reslar was unable to make the podcast this week because his resort in Cancun has great internet. Had to leave his dog at home in the cold, but you got to make sacrifices for content. Congrats on 100 episodes. Although for me, the real achievement is carrying Nayashe on your backs for over 50 episodes while he's got a Zerker on his. PA should give you guys level 40 strength in game for that, so you don't have to autopath around Velia. Fucking true.
Fucking hell.
It's Pride says, did Nayashe really say Blackstar armor's not applying all set effects is minor? Suck Wizard is probably a bigger problem, no Lamau. Yeah, that isn't
Wait,
minor, but
what is the
I don't think he
what
said
was the
it.
context of that?
So I think when we talked about the 4-set buff of Blackstar, how I mentioned that the 2 and 3-piece sets aren't working properly if you have the 4-set. Like basically whatever the highest set bonus you were getting on the 4-piece Blackstar was, you had all the previous bonuses were not being applied. And I guess you said that it was minor, but I don't think you meant it like literally like that. You probably were using it as like a sentence enhancer or bridge or something.
Maybe.
Or maybe saying it's not that big a deal compared to some of the other stuff. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely not minor. It was a real problem.
Definitely need to revisit the context of that because I don't think I would have said that blatantly as alone that is not important. I think there was probably something else involved
You're toxic.
that made me say that. I am toxic, so there's
Filler Up Premium says, Reslar, don't beat your dog. Also, Reslar, spray it. Waterboard your dog.
what the fuck? I don't understand how any of that was any
Don't
better.
waterboard your dog.
Xeon,
Recommend against it.
Xeon Hart says, if it's coins, will it be the revamp of trading life skill? Of the trading life skill? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe they're just celebrating that we now have a $200 package for a coin. Maybe that's what that coin teaser was, that you can spend more money on coin. Sarah Angel says the new intro was so good, it triple stunned me.
Oh man.
Nice. Okay, here we go. Comment of the week
No.
goes to Ion Snacks. He said it respectfully, Rizzler, so it's fine. Another week, another triple stun from my stick. Damn. Who knew that remembering back to binge watching episode 30 at work for content while busy would feel so surreal. I look forward to that ping every Monday, Tuesday knowing Reslar's internet. Keep it up, guys. Also, Frosty, Port Rat is kind of like Lower Michigan in Canada. Canada is to the north, but it lingers over to the east. It is generally faster to get across near Detroit to the east, just to go north. The continent is to the east, but wraps around to the northwest, where it is shorter to cross to. Hope this might help simplify. I thought that was a cool example. I don't know if it applies. I mean, if I'd have to see Port Rat, like I'd have to see the BDO map on a globe versus a flat map. Unless we are to believe that the world is flat in BDO.
Probably is.
Maybe it is. Danielle Bichetti says, cool new intro, but I can't believe you didn't use the clip where Miss Frosty just destroys him with the no friends IRL meme. It was pure gold.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I'm going to drop this as a teaser, but that you might see that clip at some point in the near future. 190. Yeah.
Frosty.
Hold up.
Mina gave me a link. Hold on, let me share this link with you. So she said that the coin does seem to be a class image teaser. If you look on this page here, you scroll down to 5th anniversary, March 3rd. There's the Adventure Never Stops combat trailer and Herald of a New Era. It looks like either of those could be like a new class announcement, honestly.
Interesting.
Because it says combat trailer and then experience great adventures, and it's got a Nova and a hash on either side of the card with the question mark on it.
All right, let's place our bets. Let's place our bets.
All right. So, what specifically? What the class is going to be? Like what its abilities are like, or what?
No, if it's going to be a class.
I say yeah. It'll be a class.
Think so?
I mean, we get one like what? Basically every half a year now?
Yeah,
We get a new class?
It will be the first time ever that they only announce a new class like in pertaining like to the NAEU region. But maybe we'll see. That's why I don't think it'll be a new class, but maybe. I mean, these cards make it look like it might be.
Or maybe they're making their own fucking card game like Hearthstone and it's BDO characters.
Oh my god.
Here it comes.
Please no. No card
They're
game.
gonna do it. BDO Stone.
Hey, I'm happy to be wrong. I think people will be upset if it's a new class. I'm happy to be wrong, though. I don't care. New classes are always exciting to me.
It's probably going to be an announcement for a new class.
It'll be my next new main. All right, let's bet on it, though. All right, loser has to enhance an accessory at least to try.
Wait,
I say no new class announcement on the anniversary of March 5th.
I say a new class.
You say it's a new
New
class. All right.
Wait, define how this enhancement works.
If,
I have no problem either way. I just want to know.
right. So
exactly.
if you are wrong, you have to on the podcast at least go for try on something.
Okay.
And it can't be. It has to be an accessory that costs base at least more than 50 mil base.
Gotcha. So no red nose accessory.
Potentially, unless they spike up in price.
You know, it's funny we still use that no red nose accessory, but red nose armor itself is actually pretty fucking expensive.
Yeah, because it's cheaper to Caphras. It's super expensive. Okay. 197 millimeter cannon says the fastest way to Japan from LA. Oh, this is a different one. I haven't read this one. The fastest way from Japan to LA is to fly west, but we refer to that area as the East because the terms were adopted from a Euro-Asian perspective. Europe and the Americas are west, and Asia, Russia, Pacific Islands are east. Maybe the center point of the map has not been revealed yet, or maybe once the continent is fully unlocked, we'll be able to get a boat and travel east from Velia and arrive there. Finally, y'all are triggering me hard because you've devoted 2 episodes now to bashing my boy Gengar. He's the most badass ghost type, and Mega Gengar is a boss.
I like Gengar. I didn't bash him. I think Gengar is cool.
Let me pull up a picture real quick and remind you that Gengar is a ghost with little feeties. And it's hard to call a ghost with little feeties badass. That's all I'm saying.
Haunter does have a more menacing look to him. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I'm gonna skew this so heavily. This is what they do on network television here. What I'm about to do right now to make my point. Hold on. All right, here we go. So here's our two comparisons. All right. You got. Wait, let me zoom this in a little bit. You got Haunter. Okay, here's how Haunter looks. Oops. Here's how Haunter looks. Is he scary? Yes, no, up to you. And here's Gengar. Is Gengar scary? Doesn't look as scary to me, if I'm being completely honest. He looks adorable.
It's adorable.
He's a cute little Gengar. Look at him. He's just picking his little flower and his little feeties.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no. Haunter is definitely scarier. Gengar is a little bitch. All right, Empyrean Dreamer says, second intro 1010, third intro when? It's probably going to be a way long time before we do a third intro. Zupremo, MMOs should start using AI for class balancing. Grats, by the way. Maybe that is the solution. Maybe we need someone to just math it out. Unsheathed says, with all these hidden stats that no one has ever known
AI
about...
will just remove all the other classes but fucking wizard.
With all these hidden stats that no one's ever known about on all this gear, you think that it could potentially shift some gear metas around? Shit, maybe Often could have some insane hidden stat Nayashe has been living in 2030 all along. Yeah, I don't think so.
I wasn't gonna comment on any of
that. Yeah. I honestly don't know. I mean, outside of like the things that we know are not revealed, like the PvP damage percent on individual abilities, which really needs to be shown, which I'm gonna push to try to get shown because I hate that it isn't shown. Yeah. I don't think there's that much hidden stuff in items anymore.
The damage reduction values need to be present.
Yeah.
We really need to know that. Like it's just crazy because then you can actually say for sure, like, all right, this skill for sure is actually weak in PvP, but it does all right in PvE.
Yep. Enfrax says,
testing a lot easier.
Congrats on the 100, guys. What a ride. Thank you so much for all the fun hours spent. New intro is amazing. Smiley face. Glad you like it, man. Change name cause Taz says I just rerolled to suck Wiz because my guild has 14 Sorks and only 10 wizards, so leave Wiz alone, please, and nerf Sork. I don't
Nerf
know.
them both.
No, we're gonna nerf all of them classes.
Clayton Alexander says every class will holler if you type in exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Did you guys know this?
I did not know this.
I did not either. Good to know. So 3
Hold on, I
exclamation
gotta
points
test
will
that
make
right now.
your class holler. Let's give this a... I have my voice off. Do I have to have it on? I probably do, huh?
Wait, how many exclamation points?
3.
Maybe because I'm in combat, I didn't do anything. 1 second.
Probably have to put your weapons away.
True.
Voice volume.
No. Oh yeah, yeah, she does. Holy shit. It took a second, but then she started doing it.
Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha!
What the hell?
Ha ha ha!
Okay, the Valk one is stupid. That is hardly a holler. That is literally it just kind of laughing at you. That is weird. That is not a holler. I don't know who told... Wait, who described that as a holler? That is not a holler. The Valk literally goes, ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! It's like a bird call. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Jean Luke Franklin says, I'm Reslar, with a question mark. I'm Reslar? Dancing Sword says that intro is fucking sick, guys. Thank you, appreciate it. Never forget, ... Frosty _ cheeks. Thank you, Gio. Yeah, Nyashi is
Technical difficulties are in the podcast.
I muted Nyashi and Reslar and myself real quick. Sorry, I was making fun of the fact that the Valkyrie makes a stupid sound.
Oh.
Yeah, the Valk.
We were
Did
thinking
you
that
guys hear my
you're-
mocking sound, or should I play it again for you?
We didn't hear it.
When you
but
do 3 exclamation points, the Valk goes ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. It's very strange.
that's weird and creepy.
Yeah, Jean Luke Franklin earlier said, I'm Reslar, with a question mark. I'm Reslar. Dancing Sword says, that intro is fucking sick, guys. And It's Geo says, never forget, ... Frosty _ cheeks.
Oh my god.
And then Ramboner says, new outro win.
Wait, they must have just thrown that fucking comment up.
Yeah, it's from an hour
How-
ago.
Oh my gosh. What the fuck?
Oh man. Yeah, so there's that. That's that. I do want to read some of these ones from the Reddit. We put up a post on Reddit about the 100th episode and our celebration and the new intro and stuff, and there's some very, very nice things said there. So I want to go ahead and read those as well. Hold on 1 second. Asame says, nice intro, finally. Thank you. Graphics says, I'm Reslar, with a question mark. Panic66 says, I always listen to your podcast. Sometimes can't watch it live, but I download it later and listen to it in work or when I'm playing BDO. Really big fan. Keep it up. Wait, what? Nyashi is in the intro. God damn. I know, it's nuts.
Damn.
Matunza says, the best BDO podcast without a doubt and the only one I can stand listening to. Thank you guys for the amazing content. Appreciate the kind words. Pandemic Comanche says, congratulations on both 100 and the new intro.
Pandemic Comanche.
Yeah.
That's a name.
David says, I'm Reslar, with a question mark. Dark Strider says, best podcast. And Roddy Coach says, love the podcast. Always a good listen. So yeah, thank you guys very much for the kind words. That is very, very nice of you to take the time out of your day to say something nice. You should do that regularly with everybody. It's nice. You know, sometimes you just gotta take a second and compliment someone. Someone preferably who's the same gender, so that way it doesn't come off as weird. Yeah, and that's the podcast. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
We got Vel here in a few minutes.
We do have Vel in 6 minutes.
good stall so that we can pop our Vel bundles
Yeah.
to find out how disappointed all three of us are.
We could do a little Vel sesh. Did you guys check out the drops from the Twitch drop event? Have you gotten all yours? There's actually
They
a
look
lot.
pretty insane.
No, actually, if you actually haven't got yours, you should. You get that level 57 Travelers kit is huge. You get so much stuff.
I
out
haven't
of that.
gotten them yet.
Yeah, you should do it.
How long do you need to actually be watching people?
I think for that one, it's only like an hour. That's like the first one you get, or 2 hours or something. But it's yeah. The Traveler kit is actually awesome. You get so much stuff out of that. And then Elite
yeah, I just
Scroll
linked
and
my account the other day, which like everyone that obviously with all the major changes with Pearl Abyss taking over, if you haven't already, there's been a number of information out there to help you do this, but make sure you link all your fucking accounts to your Pearl Abyss account.
yeah, you can
on the
link your
webpage.
Twitch to Pearl Abyss relatively easily. You just go to the account page on the Pearl Abyss on the naeu.playblackdesert website. Click link accounts and scroll to the bottom, choose other, and choose Twitch. If you're already signed into Twitch on that browser, it just automatically links and asks you for authorization. The other thing we should mention is the Old Moon Treaty token in the top left. I completely forgot to mention this, so I apologize for any of the people who got this far. I know a lot of people or didn't get this far. I know a lot of people kind of missed the comments at the end. This Old Moon Treaty token basically brings you to set up two-factor authentication. Once you have this set up, you get a permanent 5% drop rate buff.
Yeah, that's
And
huge.
it never
actually.
goes
I'm
away.
surprised we both missed that.
Yeah,
All three of
so
us
I
missed
highly recommend setting that up. A, to keep your account safe, and B, because the drop rate buff kind of nice.
Val says you have to claim a reward to start the timer on the next one.
Yes. So if you're watching a stream, you have to go to your inventory, claim one reward, and then the timer for the next one begins. It should pop up a notification right when the reward procs in the chat that says to claim, and if you do that, that works.
That's to make sure that people aren't just AFKing on people's streams.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
It's real smart.
I gotta use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. But there is something I wanted to ask you guys.
Does it not count for if you're the one streaming?
Be right back. No, you
It
have
did
to
before.
open a separate thing and watch yourself, basically, if you want to do it that way. All right,
That's
back.
unfortunate. Because it did work the last time they had a streaming event, if I remember correctly.
Really?
Basically, you got the rewards for streaming. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it did. But not anymore, I guess, which kind of sucks.
Huh.
No, Val, it definitely doesn't, because I just checked my own drop thing, and it says I'm 1% of the way to the first reward, which makes sense because I haven't been watching any streams recently.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks.
Rip. Yeah, I gotta start watching streams, so it's good to know that moving forward, because I wouldn't have realized that and probably would not have collected anything.
Yeah. I just thought about that as well. I was like, wait, so I should have shit to claim, right? And then I go and check, and it's like 1% towards the first reward. Hold on. What you mean, cuz?
What's the duration of this drop event?
So every day you can get 15 crons, I believe. And then it lasts until the last reward I think is 8 hours, and it lasts until March. What does it last until? Let me check. And I have the link.
All right. What? Linked what?
Do you remember how long this event lasts for, the drop event?
Oh, 9 hours. Sorry, it's 9 hours for the fine accessory box.
I think it's going on all week, probably till the anniversary would be my guess.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I'm just trying to figure out.
If you're not set
March
up on Vel, you
9th.
should probably start.
March 9th. It doesn't work on host either. It's unfortunate.
The other thing that's actually really cool is we're getting an anniversary event next week. Which we didn't really mention, but yeah, March 5th. I think they're gonna have an official BDO stream going for us to celebrate that. I know a lot of people thought the Ultra Blood event that's going on right now was the anniversary event, but apparently it is not.
Yeah, I forgot to do that too.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good. All right, so if you have not done the Ultra Blood event that we got in this patch, legit, you have to do it. The Altar of Blood event is actually so good. So, when I finished the whole thing, so it's kind of 2 parts. So you run 1 through 10 and you get a bunch of extra rewards. And what's it called? You get like, I legit, for finishing 1 through 10, I got like 160 Kaphra stones or 170 total. And then at level 5, so you have to talk to the Black Spirit and get all the quests from him or whatever, and then you show him the items that you're getting from each level. But the level 5 gives you another key that you go back in. You start on level 3, you go up to the blue flame, you all right-click the item, and it does the Cronstone event that we've gotten in the past. And that gave me another like 300 plus Cronstones.
Wow.
Which is so nice. So yeah, the event is
Yeah,
actually
I'll be doing
super
that.
good.
I'll be doing that before I do the disto attempt, because I'm gonna need those extra crons probably to hit the try.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Kurt, so much. Appreciate it, man. Dude, so what are you guys gonna use your combat and skill EXP reroll coupons for and the weapon reroll coupons for? Do you guys have any plans?
Currently no plans, but probably when I go to purchase weapons, if there's cheaper versions, I'll probably use it that way.
Right.
Just purchase the cheaper one on the marketplace and then re-roll it to my main class. And same thing with the offhand ones, like probably similar scenario. And if I don't need to and I happen to buy, like for example, the offhand ones, if I happen to buy Pen Over and eventually Pen Kudum without any real struggle with my main class, then I'll probably use that for the green offhands for like the evasion or accuracy to get pens.
Someone's asking, can you remove the 2FA and still keep the buff? I believe the answer is no, correct?
Correct. I'm
Remove
pretty
the
sure
buff.
when you if you can log in without the second or without the 2-factor, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna get the buff. The shield will turn gray again. I think it has to be active to get the buff.
Yes.
There's a word that Infonaut in the Value Pack Discord said that he uses WinAuth, so that way he can do it on his PC instead of having to use the phone app. I'm just using Google Authenticator through the phone app.
Yeah, same here.
Which is fine.
Yep, same.
Takes a little getting used to. I wasn't doing it before.
It's what they advertise when you click on it, so I just use whatever they mention.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, while we wait here, since we got the cool host from Kerr, what are your thoughts on Tamer?
On Tamer?
Yeah. How do you feel about Tamer overall as a class? In like, break it down in like every part of the game: PvE, 1v1, and then large scale.
Well, Tamer, I mean, currently is struggling in PvE. They used to be really fucking good with all their pulling capabilities, but that got nerfed, and now they're like subpar in comparison. At least that's my
pulling
understanding.
capabilities.
Yeah, they were originally they were able to. Their pet was able to pull a shitload of.
Oh,
mobs
you mean
like
how
that.
they can target?
Yeah.
Pulling's the wrong word. You meant how they can target more than the limit. The
Aggro.
7. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
aggro.
I
they could
guess
break the
that's-
aggro limit.
yeah,
Like at
technically.
Pirates back in the days and stuff.
Yeah.
Tamer was actually one of the best classes you could have at like Pirates main back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day for sure. But yeah, ever since then they haven't been top tier grinding. And like as far as like
What
I
about
don't really
1v1?
hear 1v1. They're pretty aids to deal with, honestly. Slows really mess with them from my understanding. Whenever I fight tamers, they always complain about when I apply slows on them. But their grab's really strong if they're good with it. They can dash really fast and get you in a blink of an eye. Their fucking dog is hella annoying when you're fighting Awakening, because you CCM, you start comboing, and their dog just has to ruin your day. Every fucking time. That little bastard likes to ruin everything. And then, I don't know. I don't really see Suck Tamers that often at all. I find Suck Tamer a lot easier to deal with. I don't know. Tamer's
Large
alright,
scale?
I guess. They used to be a 100% bot, but now they're subpar in comparison to some other.
Curse says 1v1s don't matter. PvE silver generation is what matters. Do you agree with that?
I mean, in the
I feel like the game
context of the game, yeah, I guess, yeah. If you have enough gear, you could technically be like a class that isn't really that great, and as long as you're vastly superior in gear compared to everyone else, you can kill them and be able to take their combos, no problem. So, but there is a limit. I mean, eventually people are going to be doing the same thing as you, and they're going to have equivalent gear, or they're just going to get caught up over time, and then your gear isn't as impactful anymore.
Yeah, I don't agree with the 1v1s don't matter thing, just because the whole, I mean, in the context of the game, it's like the whole thing is a sandbox, and really the only thing that matters is what you make matter with you and your community and how you play.
Yeah.
Like grinding also doesn't matter, because if you just want to be rich or have the most gear, you could just life skill too. So grinding means nothing.
Yeah.
If you want to make that argument. I'm saying they all matter. I think they all matter. It just depends on what your community cares about. Yeah, I agree though with the premise that like people, like classes should not be making, I don't think they should be making anything less. Like the threshold needs to be like minimal. Like if a class is pulling, if the average high-end class is pulling like between 6.5 and 7k at Secrea, then everyone else should be pulling like between 6.2 and 6.5 at least. Like this whole Tamer Kuno pulling 5k on their absolute best hours versus like 7k on a striker is like wild to me. It's so crazy. All right, you guys ready to open these bundles?
I am.
1 second.
Trying to find where I put it, but yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. On one. Let me get my sounds for this so I can not cheer and be sad. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, dude.
Nothing.
I haven't even cheered. Can I not get a freaking rainbow coral earring one of these days? Please? Please.
Got nothing. It's a sad day.
Yeah. I mean,
Sad day indeed.
I did get 2 10 mil gold bars. I feel like that's a lot for Vel. Damn, dude, a Vel's heart would have been nice.
Oh, would it? Would it have been?
Yeah, I say that every week. A Vel's heart would have been so nice, though. It really, really would have been. Oh, that's too bad, dude. All right, Rez, you want to close this out? That is it for the podcast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Everybody.
Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out in the stream. Thanks for listening or watching on YouTube or Spotify, SoundCloud, however you are consuming the content, I suppose.
Supporting me being on the intro. Hell yeah.
Special thanks again to the patrons and everybody else who supports us on our individual streams, obviously subscribers and all that stuff. We appreciate you guys a lot. And yeah, I think that's everything. Make sure to check out our streams. Links in the description of the video or the MP3, I'm assuming as well. And y'all take it easy. We'll catch you next week.